Welcome everyone to a bonus Splash HD event. Today is a big race. Honestly, we have a really interesting race. We have a new category being showcased today, Neo Vortex. Really fun category. It will be explained as the run goes on, but we have the top two runners. I believe they were 6 seconds apart, either 4 to 6 seconds apart for world record. So this could be a really fun race. We might even see a world record today, which would be very exciting. So the runners we have today are Groxu and Cameron, and on commentary I have Surf and CDL. I'll pass it over to CDL, and he can carry the ropes from here.
Thank you, Logic. We are here for the first ever SRT Neo Vortex race. Only time we get to say that. If you're familiar with Vortex, it's a Spyro 1 category that originated in the original game, where there was a cheat that you could basically bypass any need to collect anything and just run through all the levels. So you would just go from the start to the end Vortex. In SRT, we don't have that cheat. We do it on a completed file. But basically, that's what you're going to be seeing. You're going to be seeing these guys go into every level, except the flight levels and Nasty Nork, and just run in as fast as they can to that end portal. As Logic said, we have the current top two runners in the world in this category, the world record holder Groxu and Cameron. They are currently 3 seconds apart on this category. This category, which has only been on the leaderboards for like 3 days, so it's still brand new. We're going to see brand new stuff, and I'm confident we're going to see a world record here today. Surf, thank you for joining. Are you excited?
Oh, what should I say to that? Yes, I am. I've had to verify several Vortex runs at this point. And I've got to say, they're right on the cusp, aren't they? They're so close to this 15 barrier, and I'm really keen to see how clean the movement is today. We've got the best of 5 ready, and for a category that's not very long, it can go extremely back and forth, and I'm really hoping to see that full 5 games. We will have to wait for ourselves, but yeah, super excited and very grateful to be on commentary with you today.
Yeah, this is. I definitely think we're going to see. I think we're going to see that 15 and that world record, because if you've seen Groxu's 16:03, which is the current world record, it's so close to a 15. Like there's a mistake in Jax that costs him easy 5 seconds, and it's just the 15's right there on the table. So Groxu and Cam, they're with us right now. Let's go to the record holder first. Groxu, how you feeling about Vortex? You having fun?
Yeah, it's cool. It's actually like, probably Cam will say the same, but it's a very chill category. You just zoom through levels and you can even chill out, because like, just to give an example, Stonehill 17 seconds, 17 seconds split, 34 seconds load time, which is twice as long as the level itself. Very fun, cool. I enjoy. But yeah, it's pretty chill. It's pretty cool. I agree.
Cameron, how you finding Neo Vortex so far? You enjoying yourself?
Man. It's chill. It's a nice detox from when you're doing other stuff and getting a little burnt out on it. So it's been a nice detox from that.
Not quite a completion category.
No.
Yeah.
Which is usually what I like to do, but this has been chill, man. Been chill.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of this I'm a big fan of the OG category. It's probably my favorite OG category right now.
It's really cool too. It's a lot different from this one. But...
Yeah. It's very different, but it's always awesome to see a category like this pop up, and you know, these guys are finding new things. I was watching Groxu stream this morning, and he was playing about with some new things that, you know, we'll see if he goes for them, but we'll see what happens.
Wow, he's not sharing with the
class.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, he's gonna keep the tech to himself, obviously.
Oh yeah.
I see.
Groxu loves to show off.
This, huh?
You're 50, you wouldn't be able to use it anyway.
The bag of tricks is not yet opened.
Yeah, Grox's bag of tricks is always full to burn. It's swollen. Swollen bag of tricks.
Infected.
Oh, pussy.
Alright, let's keep moving.
This is not going to get us monetized. Yeah, so it's a very short category. As we say, the world record is currently 16 minutes and 3 seconds, which is why we're doing a best of 5. So, like, the longest this could go is, I guess, like like an hour and 20 minutes or something. We'll see. But I mean, this could be over in under an hour. We could all be out here in time for a nice cold one before dinner. But I think we're gonna see this go back and forth. These two are gonna slug it out.
Worth noting also, RTA wise, it's probably close to half an hour. But
It's more. It's over half an hour. Yeah.
Yeah, this is as Groxu said. The load times can often be far longer than the time you actually spend on levels, which is, it's nice. It's very chill, as they said. All right, well, Groxu Campbell, let you go and get ready. You can pop over into the runner room, and we'll get ready for this race. I'm very excited. It's been a while since I've cast one of these races. First time casting with Surf.
It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna make a bunch of bad jokes, and you do not have to laugh at them. So don't sweat it.
It's good. It's good. So you verified a bunch of these runs on SR.com because you're a moderator, and that's one of the advantages of having you here is you get to watch a bunch of these runs and get to know the routes that way.
Dude, I get to like auto verify world record if it happens because I would have watched the entirety of it. So from a selfish point of view, it saves me a bit of time later. But on top of that, just being able to view two runs side by side is something we don't really get to see a whole lot of. I know something like partners get is the ability to co-stream stuff. You can have like two things on the screen at one time, but like, this is very much the best way, I think, to show off to the community how runners hold up against each other. And in all the races we've previously done, it's a great experience to start to understand what makes a high level player tick. Yeah,
and I think obviously we don't see resets. Obviously, these are race runs, so they just have to keep going. I think in all the races we've done, we've seen very few like really bad runs.
Yeah. Alrighty, the countdown has just occurred, and we are off to the races. The load times ever so slightly. Okay, someone's starting in Peacekeepers, but we'll
Groxu was messing around in Peacekeepers before we started, so he's gonna restart and go to Artisans. I think
good catch there.
Okay.
That was a Peacekeeper.
It's fine. Just start again. It's all good. It's all good.
We get it out of the way.
It's fine. We know what's happening.
We won't.
We go again. We go again. All right, so as usual, we're using the loadless timers, so they don't both have to click right at the same second on the menu. So it's all chill. Groxu has to select the right save slot as well, which is important. Gets that first barrier. Both get the 0.04. Very important.
Very optimized this category already, as you can see.
Yeah, so we're going to Town Square first. One of the things I like about this category is it obviously has a lot of similarities with any percent and then particularly MBS, but you go to all the levels, so there's stuff you get to see in this race, in this run, that you never get to see in MBS.
Especially Dreamweavers, being such a short hub world in MBS. I really do like the level design of places like Dark Passage and Lofty Castle.
Yeah,
and I feel like that's probably going to be. Those are the kind of levels that will be further optimized as time goes on, because outside of 120, we haven't seen a whole lot of pathing with the intent of getting through it super quickly. It's usually, we have to visit every point in the level, can't miss anything. But now we're being asked to get to one location as soon as possible. We miss nil proxy. We get one.
Groxu got the big proxy.
That is a huge advantage.
Was that intentional for Groxu to get the big proxy?
I wouldn't put it past him.
I don't know if he's maybe he's worked out that that's faster than going across the top. But normally you would take the MBS proxy, which is just a little one, to then glide over to that platform of the dragon and get on down. You'll see a little bit of menuing here and in Dreamweavers as well to get back to the start of the homeworld. It's just a slightly shorter route because obviously we use the loadless timer, so it's slightly quicker. So they go back to the start of Artisans here, as you would normally do after Town Square.
Yep.
So in MBS.
It's exactly the same in that regard. We want to make sure we're back in the middle of the hub world, easier access to the rest of the portals, whether it would be Sunny Flight in MBS or after Toasty and Stone Hill. What I'm curious about is, I think currently, yeah, we've got about a 12-second disadvantage because that missed Nils proxy. Whether that's going to be consistent throughout, I heavily doubt that. Plenty of things still to come in this run, and Stonehill is not as eventful, perhaps, as we've seen in other categories in Spyro 1.
We're the most straightforward level in this run. And you'll see
Nothing wrong
again
with
just
that.
like little things that these runners differ on. Groxu goes to the left of the portal after Stonehill, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, Cam goes to the right.
Eventually, we might be seeing that as the sole difference between a 1
Yeah.
second PB or not. Oh, both timers currently not on the screen,
Yep.
but I'm assuming they are both still existent. I'm not going to
Yeah,
stress about it right now.
They're both on their own streams, so it should be it's fine. They're not on our end, so Logic can get
Lovely.
them back. So here we're going to see Toasty, and again, I think there might be a slightly different strategy here. Groxu is going to take out this first dog, but in his world record run, he kind of goes around the outside to avoid the dogs. Yep, you see. And that's actually, getting Toasty there is harder than you think, because Toasty runs.
Yeah, but it seems they run to the same point in that circular room each
So you
time
see
before they.
Cam here just going through kind of normally, taking out the dogs while he waits for Toasty to get into position. I don't know if there's a time save there. I like the Groxu method because those dogs can, frankly, eat my entire ass. So not having to fight them is of benefit.
It looked like that lead is now 11 seconds. So it may have been a slight difference. Or perhaps there was some other aspect of completing Toasty that gave Cam a bit of time back. But to be honest, I can't see all that time save coming through other than like a mistake from Groxu. It's going to be a very slow grind for Cam to make it up purely off movement. But, you know, he's within 11 seconds. Completely doable. Very early game still.
And it's a best of 5. You know, he's got so much time to come back. So we're going into Dark Hollow now, which is not Dark Passage. I often get them confused because I run MBS, so I never see them.
Yeah, this is not a category for people who just want to do MBS but without any collection. Ooh, yeah, that's a bit unfortunate. You can see the splits a little red there. So he's running exactly against his PB splits.
So again, you see that's another couple of seconds. Groxu's lost there, getting hit by that Nork. It's all going to help for Cam.
Yeah.
So
I'm happy to see Groxu not thrown off by that false start, by the way.
yeah. So we've done Artisan. We have to start in Artisans and we have to end in Nasty's Loop. The order of the rest of the worlds is entirely optional, but it seems that everyone pretty much is doing Beastmaker's second because it gives you the most trouble. So if you're going to reset, you're going to do it in Beastmakers.
Yeah, I kind of, for the races, I would be quite keen to see mixing the route up a little more. But I understand that if this is what people are comfortable with, then you got to go through with it. And yeah, getting the hard stuff out of the way means pretty much plain sailing for the rest. But that's also where complacency sets in, right?
Yeah. That means we're going into our first kind of cycle-dependent level, Terrace Village.
Yeah.
Which you're going to see the electrified floors are going to come into play. Obviously, you've got to go all the way to the very end of those. You can shortcut some of them, but you can't just quit out before the last lot like you do in MBS.
Exactly. The movement towards the end of the level doesn't feel too bad, but it's the I think the third from the end, the electrified floor there. You have the option to take out the opponent, and that will give you safety to just charge the rest of the way. But in the terms of speed, you really just want to be able to hop onto that platform, charge off it. So we'll see now Groxu approaching. Gonna go around to the right.
Nice.
Oh, perfectly timed. Just ending that second cycle there.
Yeah, that's a great cycle for Groxu. We'll see for Cam. Yep, that's also pretty perfect. But that's what they're going to be going for.
They've practiced this, haven't they?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, it looks very clean indeed. Shall we compare times at the end of each Hub World.
Yeah, I
That'd
think
be
we
good.
we could do it as we go. We're going to see first attempt at fly-in skip there on Misty Bog. Groxu doesn't get it. So there's 4 main fly-in skips, right? It's going to be Misty,
Alpine?
Alpine. They're going to do Wizard Peak.
Yeah, I think this peak is another good one. There's one more, Clifftown.
Clifftown,
Surely
that's it.
Clifftown.
Of course.
Well,
Neither
12
of them got
seconds
it for Misty.
disparity. Yeah. Unfortunately, no time save back for Cam there.
But that's the
Could've
kind of thing
got
that is,
about 5, 6.
times the flying skips save you what 3-4 seconds.
Yeah, if not more. I'm not 100% sure if you can move immediately once the loadless timer starts ticking again. But yeah, when you have to watch the full cutscene, it's a bit painful. Now, there's a lot of damage Cam's taken. For this short Misty route, you do take 2 hits of damage, but it was very risky there because he sort of slid off one of the rocks.
Yeah, you
Groxu
actually
might not
could
have
have
any
taken.
sparks.
Yeah, Groxu has no sparks. Cam actually played a little bit safer, getting onto that last rock to position himself for it. He could have taken another hit and been just ever so slightly faster, but I think prioritizing keeping 1 sparks. Coming in,
Does it make sense? Metalhead isn't coming up just yet. There's a chance for fodder in between treetops and there, and realistically in treetops, worst case, you die and you'll get full sparks anyway. So you don't really need sparks here.
so oh no, Groxu is going to go for something I saw him playing about with earlier today.
Oh, he's cracked.
He's cracked. Look at that. That is brand new tech, ladies and gentlemen.
That was so sick.
Groxu was playing about with that on his stream earlier this morning. You see Cameron going for what is kind of the standard route, gets it very efficiently, very clean from Cam, but that's brand new tech from Groxu, and it's giving him a potentially really big lead.
That's terrifying.
Yep.
Oh my god.
It was really. I was trying to explain that to you before, but it's very hard to explain until you see it.
Until
Yeah.
you see it, it's not
Because
quite clear how dangerous it is.
Because he skips the whole dropping down and going around that ramp.
Yeah.
It's so fast. And I think I did tell you I think we're going to see a world record.
Yeah, absolutely. I do not doubt it's a possibility, and we got potentially 5 attempts at it from the 2 best in the category.
Oh, and they're going for the metalhead skip as well.
All right, Groxy's fearing themselves now. They hit that trick, and they're like, "Yeah, I got this. Who's ready?"
This is a very similar trick to the OG Vortex, right?
Somewhat. Okay, yep, just recovering it. Honestly,
Yep,
I
Cam's going
respect
for it as
that.
well. I think they're both going to go for it every time.
Cam
Cam's-
might be
yeah,
getting
Cam's
a lot
gonna
of
give
time
up.
save here now, though.
Yeah, Cam's going to give up and just go to the slightly simpler route, where you'll see him skip the second phase, but just do the first normally.
I do
Whereas Groxu is going to go all the way
appreciate
back.
someone knowing when to cut their losses is a big factor in these races.
Well, it was also just where he ended up, right? Because he ended up just
Next to it,
landing just at the first phase of Metalhead. It made a lot of sense.
yeah.
So Groxu now doing that first phase of Metalhead naturally. Groxu's behind.
Yep. So this probably won't be the world record run, but let's not dwell on that. It's not important in the context of the race. It's a complete
Very
reversal, though. Now we're looking at maybe 15 seconds, the difference.
Yeah, so 5:30
Cam's
coming out of Beastmakers for Cam.
Yep. No, I do respect both runners for going for that trick. I believe that was found by 2 Chames, at least in SRT, or at least first proven to be possible by 2 Chames. So shout outs there.
Yeah, and as I say, I think it's very similar to a trick in OG in that level, which is one of the hardest tricks in the OG Vortex.
I'm not even sure that the current world record for OG Vortex uses it. I think they've found an alternative proxy of some description.
Oh, interesting.
Alpine flying achieved for Cam. Very nice. But the only reason I bring that up is because, maybe there's future tricks in Metalhead for SRT as well.
Yeah.
Because as you can see, it's very difficult to land that wall glide. So potentially there's an easier alternative. Oh, no flying this
Yep.
time for Groxu.
Shout out to Nova. World
Aye.
record holder in OG Vortex.
Yeah, massive props there. Extremely competitive category over in the OG trilogy. And
It's already been a pretty competitive category here in
Yeah.
SRT.
yeah, I'm very glad it's become official. This is a very slick Alpine from Cam. We haven't really talked about it, but just great cycles on the stairs and the door. Out of there at 621, no real issues at all.
I
But
think
Groxu's
Groxu
just
again.
now entering.
I think there's a slightly different route for Groxu in Alpine.
Okay.
Where he's going to go to the. He's going to do the stairs, but then he'll go to the right, I think, of the archway.
Mm.
Yeah.
The fastest way to get to the door, risking an auto hover, but as you can see, clearing that pretty easily.
I think that's probably slightly faster, and then just going around there.
Whatever's comfortable at the end of the day. And in a race setting, doing the most optimal move every time certainly is riskier. And I would be keen to see more differences between how the runners approach, because on the one hand, if Cam feels like they're ahead, and I mean, they wouldn't know is an important factor. Potentially they know actually the current paces, but they're not sitting in the VC with us, so they can't hear what we're saying. Don't know if they're watching the stream on their other monitors or whatever, but okay, we'll quickly talk about Cam getting this little supercharge over to the last Vortex. Not as exciting as some of the MBS mouse and keyboard stuff we see, but there are still plenty of levels to go.
Yeah, there's not much keyboard and mouse in here yet. I think I was talking to Groxu this morning about Wizard Peak, which obviously is a big keyboard mouse level at MBS. I don't think it's not currently a keyboard mouse level in Vortex, but I think it probably will be.
It's very possible. Lofty's the big one at the moment. Just to be able to get a nice turnaround and a slightly quicker path to the Vortex than going the intended way through the building, smashing the doors.
Yes, yeah, that's the big keyboard and mouse one right now.
In that regard, it all really comes down to how comfortable they are in the controller movement.
That's Haunted Towers, isn't it?
You are correct. See, I don't know Spyro 1 levels outside of the MBS ones.
Look at this from Cam, really clean.
That's
Wizard
so
Peak.
nice.
I feel like that's got to be keyboard mouse.
Yeah, I could see it. I could see it a little bit.
Mouse. And that's why
the way the camera locks on to Spyro as they turn. That's huge for their momentum right there. Thank you for the confirmation, T-Bone.
Yeah. So I don't think Groxu does that keyboard mouse yet.
No.
So again, we're seeing different strategies. He's got the new Treetops tech, but Cam has been practicing the keyboard mouse in Wizard Peak. Oh, maybe Groxu's going for it as well. Yeah, it looks like it.
I'm not 100% on. I'd like to believe, maybe that is keyboard mouse, but we should really be asking them.
Keyboard mouse turns to me.
Maybe they're just that good. You can never knock that out as a possibility as well.
So this is not the next cycle level into Blowhard. Oh, Cam gets bopped by Blowhard.
Yep.
You hate to see it.
That is the risk we take to save time. And it actually chucks him right back to the beginning. So substantial time loss there, making it a much more even playing field.
Puts the gap at about 11 seconds now with that time loss for Cam. His lead.
That's gotta hurt.
Yeah, so you got waiting for Blowhard to pass there is probably certainly the safe strat.
Yeah. It's a couple seconds at worst to ensure that you don't have to fully reset the level. So
yeah, you saw Groxu.
Seems like a no-brainer, but they're competing at the very top level. So you got to be assuming that the other runner isn't going to be waiting 2 seconds. Righty, on to the next kingdom, 848.
Yeah, so it's going to be Peacekeepers next, and then into Dreamweavers. I have to say, if we're doing these levels in order of difficulty, I don't know why Peacekeepers is before Dreamweavers.
You got me thinking because the Jacques portal is right next to the balloonist, but I don't see that as a meaningful reason. I guess it's a comfort choice again. What's really difficult about Peacekeepers? Shemp, I suppose, could be a bit obnoxious. There is a wall glide in there that I don't believe either runner have in their PBs. Probably because it's extremely unoptimal not to get it first time.
Yeah, I think
as opposed to the straightforward way.
I think the Peacekeepers route is fairly standard. It's just run as quickly as possible.
Yeah, which is no different in a way to Artisans.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Neil's proxy.
Yeah, the Artisans and Peacekeepers is very much just running. There's not a huge amount of trickery in those first two worlds.
We will have to see if there is anything in this kingdom that provides a difficulty spike for the runners. Otherwise, it will just be pretty much the same difference in time. Did we get a time check on when Groxu left?
Coming into Dry Canyon, it was about 10 seconds. 9:03 versus 8:50. Actually, yeah, maybe Groxu might be ahead. I need to double check that.
Let's get a time check out of here then. So
Yeah,
9:31.
I think Groxu's going to be ahead.
Oh, how punishing was that blowhard? Within 10 seconds of each other.
9:21.19. So yeah, 10 seconds ahead for Groxu. No Clifftown fly in for Cam.
F in the chat for Randy. But I hope you had a good night, my dude.
Hey Randy, if you want to keep going, you want to come back in the race with a 1-game deficit, feel free.
I'll have to speak to my manager on that one, I'm afraid, CDR.
You're more than welcome, my dude. We can make it happen.
So neither flying skip acquired.
So Clifftown is one of those levels that's had to have kind of special arrangements made for it in Neo Vortex. There is a whirlwind which can basically take you to the end of the level from the bottom without having to climb the tower. You're not allowed to do that in Neo Vortex because it just wouldn't be super fair.
It's a little bit lame. It would definitely just be cutting out movement that is ultimately very doable, much more interesting. Especially these stairs right here.
Yeah, I'm not doing so well on the stairs. I also think Groxu's line to get up to the tower is slightly better.
Well,
we'll see it another couple times. Oh, and his magic stairs. Take a bow.
Take a bow, son. That is very important because we still have some of the harder tricks right at the end. It doesn't help that we're locked to ending in Nasty's world because Twilight Harbor in particular poses a real challenge to some runners, and also we will be ending with height cap skip. We can get to that a little close to the time, but to end on a split with that in has always been a factor in runs like 120%. That's put people off. Okay, Cameron grabbing the first whirlwind, entering into the phase 1 of Shemp. Oh, just about. Ooh! Okay, that was pretty cool by Groxu. Can he make it up here is the question.
Groxu? Oh, he gets it! Okay, I don't know if that was faster though.
It looked sick. That's all that matters.
I mean, that is all that matters to Groxu, certainly.
We won't be seeing we'll be seeing Cam maybe. Oh no, okay. Yeah, so you can technically glide over to the last section. Groxu might go for that now. Yep, it's a big risk. You maybe need the auto hover, but no, it makes it over. We didn't see either of them go for the more difficult wall glide, which basically skips straight to the phase 3 platform. Again, it's kind of unnecessary if you can get through it scot-free. It's much worse to mess up a difficult trick.
We know from these races, Groxu just loves showing off his tricks. That's what he loves about these races, is it's an opportunity to show off all the mad stuff that he's found and he's been working on. He's really, but him turning his attention to a category like Vortex, he's broken open every game that he's run.
Yeah, we definitely sing his praises about Spyro 2 all the time, and in the short span he's been running Spyro 3, he's also found things that have made the runners' minds blow a little bit.
That was a slightly spicier glide from Cam there.
Taking as many risks as is necessary. Flaming the last enemy there is kind of important, just to ensure we don't get smacked into the ground. Now it looks like we'll be leaving Peacekeepers momentarily.
Yep, so that'll be us on to Dreamweavers, the last main world.
18 seconds. This has been a really interesting race because the lead has gone back and forth multiple times, and it's only ever extended as much as 20 seconds. What I'm excited to see now is how the enemies in the second most difficult hub world, in terms of how the game is intended to be played, how they get in the way of our runners here, because levels like Dark Passage, certainly annoying when you can't get the best cycles on those enemies and they just get in the way, try and bite down on you. Haunted Towers here being another KBM special.
Yes, this is kind of one of the main KBM spots for Neo Vortex right now, and yeah, we're gonna see if Groxu's got anything spicy planned for this.
Always. I find the KBM route to be spicy enough by itself, but we'll see what they can do.
Yeah, it's not easy. These runners make it look really easy, but it really is not. This is one of those levels where you can just lose a couple of seconds to the fairy in this chamber over here not behaving and not being where she should be.
Yeah, looks like neither runner having that issue this time around, which is very, very fortunate. This power-up is extremely important to reach the metal door that blockades access to the supercharge ramp. So we have to take the most direct line possible. You can see the bars on the right-hand side ticking down. Cameron making it there in time. Groxu also, no trouble.
Yeah, it's not actually as tight as you would think, playing about with it. It's the sounds make it seem a lot harder than it actually is. There you go, both getting the rotate charge.
Cameron taking a bad line through there, missing the ramp, having to backtrack. That's very detrimental. He didn't die, but that's a lot of time loss.
Yeah, if he died, he'd have to go back to the start of the level because the door wouldn't be broken, and he would be on the dragon platform after the first whirlwind.
Yeah.
So he would have to backtrack to the start to the ferry and then come back over. There you go. That's how that level's supposed to be done.
Painful for Cam. They don't know their pace in comparison to Groxu, but they're definitely not feeling too good after that one. Another quick game continue from each of them gets them back to the start of Dreamweavers and straight down Dark Passage.
Yeah, like you said, the biggest challenge in Dark Passage is those enemies who, particularly the ones that eat you, talking about Vor, they are, along with the tree stumps and Misty Bog, probably the slowest enemy attack animation in the game. So it's such a
lingering
short
hitbox.
It's such a short category that can really, really hit. You know, if they chew you up, that's 3, 4, 5 seconds.
Curious to see how problematic they are. Pausing to flame is definitely just the safe option. And if Groxu thinks they're ahead right now, there's really no reason not to.
Yep.
The last...
Oh, yes,
there it is. He's alright. Oh, but now you see they get in the way. It's just a little bit of time loss. This is definitely the scariest jump. Sometimes needing an auto hover there.
Yeah.
But it cuts out a large chunk at the end.
Yep, that charge jump. You got to hit the little platform that just juts out to be able to get it. Oof, that was close for Cam there. Definitely thought you were going to get eaten. Oh.
Yep, it's okay. We're recovering it. So a little bit of a internet issue temporarily, but that's just bad weather in the UK. You love to see it.
It's fine. It was just as they were exiting the level, so
yeah,
we're absolutely
making
fine.
the load screen just a little more interesting.
Cam just takes the whirlwind there, but I believe Groxu's going to go for a jump, which I think this is the hardest jump in the run. It's really difficult.
Okay, I'm excited to see.
If he goes for it. Oh no, sorry, he would have gone for it already. We missed it, I think, if he went for it. We'll see if he goes
Oh,
for
I
the
know the one you mean.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that line. Yep.
I love the line in this level here. I think this is just super clean, particularly this next indoor section coming up, where
Yeah,
it spirals around in an S shape, and you just jump right over it.
Yeah, they designed it with that in mind for sure. Really nice.
You gotta watch not to get hit by that balloon, Nork, as you're jumping up. Cam not
Seeing
making the
Cameron
charge
struggle.
jump at the start, yeah. So he's going for a glide, but I actually find you don't need the glide there. I think I find it more consistent as a charge jump, honestly.
You see runners' personal preference not necessarily being as optimal, and it's problematic for them when what would be more comfortable doesn't work the first time, and then they get into their heads on what is more optimal here. Do I go for it again?
Well, Groxu's going into Jax here, which was the big problem area for his PB.
I'm not convinced at this precise moment that even a mistaken Jack will bring this back exactly even.
Yeah, I think Grox is probably a little bit too far ahead in this first run, but it's a best of 5. Still plenty of time and races for Cam.
And there's no point getting complacent this close to the end. You still got Cove, Harbour, and then Loot. And I'm almost convinced that if people aren't getting first try height cap, the leads are going to be thrown.
You see Groxu just skipping the Jax fight entirely because that whirlwind exists far below where it should.
That always upsets me when I see them do that. Like,
yeah,
how hard was it to just
That jump
end the
over-
whirlwind?
that jump over to the phase 3 platform is kind of tricky too.
Mm.
Got to be careful with it because it's just a death if you have to start the whole Jax cycle again.
Taking this rising platform slow, falling down there, and then being unable to get back up is the auto hover just saving that one. Okay, time check is 15:20 for Groxu.
Yeah, I mean,
Cam
we're
looks to be in the
looking at-
16s at the moment.
Yeah, not an optimal run from Cam.
A lot of good things, but just a few mistakes in crucial areas.
A
They
very
won't be
clean,
dwelling on it too much, we hope.
very clean Jax from Cam, I have to say.
Yep. About a level apart. Won't be like this for long, but Cove being another extremely short one, assuming that the wall glide doesn't give them any trouble. This is pretty much just MBS routing for the next 2 levels.
Well, they're not. It's no, it's slightly different. Particularly in the North Cove, you're going to see they're not going to. Well, to be fair, I think it probably is the MBS routing at this point that you kind of shuffle around the back rather than avoiding the first barrel and going through. I'm not so sure about Twilight Harbor. I think that might be
New strat.
Yeah. See this here? Yeah.
Spicy.
And this is the best trick in MBS.
Yeah.
The North Cove skip.
That is such a fast split if you can land both of those, but again, they make it look so much easier than it is.
It's my favorite trick to show people who don't run it as well. It's like, hey, look at this. It's a 10-second level.
Yeah, it's like third level from the end. It's over just like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll see if Cam
No.
takes the same route here. No, see, he's going to go the kind of traditional MBS route.
And it is only a matter of time, I feel, before MBS also is using the newfound tech. Okay, now this is the big Twilight Harbor wall glide.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
Gets
Making it work.
It's so good.
Yeah, really, really clean.
Yeah, just absolutely perfect from Groxu.
That turnaround,
that's
though.
perfect, though.
Yeah, it's the risk we take.
Trying to be too quick on the turnaround of that supercharge, I think.
Able to dodge out on most of the Splatoon, getting past the last bodyguard. Free to go. But that was, yeah, a really nice start, and you could just see in trying to save more fractions of time, going a little too early on that turn. not having enough space to complete it. It's not a KBM turn, so got to respect it. Cam also now on the wall glide, getting the auto hover, landing up there, trying to maintain charge as long as possible to get that linear movement. Oh, getting stuck, which is unfortunate, but this is still going to be quicker if they can make it through the end. Height cap being attempted by Groxu on the left side, getting it first time. Can they navigate to the portal? That's GG for game 1.
Wow, 16:39. I mean, that's over 30 seconds slower than world record. So we got a lot in the tank.
Hey, it's a warm-up. They're just
Warm up.
testing the waters. But I was
Cam in
really
the
impressed with that.
We're just going to see Cam clean up Nasty's loot, and then we'll just get them to run it back.
Loving the tallies. Yep, height cap, the great difference maker. That's one of the cleanest height caps I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was very, very clean.
All right, GG's. Within a minute of each other, which is definitely preferred to, I don't know, some of the races I've seen where it's been definitely not this close. And yeah, for a short category, could still be a lot closer.
Oh, yes. All right, so Grox are making sure to go back to Artisans this time. Important. There we go. So 16:39 for Groxu, 17:35 for Cam. We'll get these guys set up for run number 2. I think Cam's ready pretty much immediately to run it back.
And Groxu finding the edge of the world.
Yep, just because he can. Showing off.
We do need some like ambient music playing for that. Just gliding into the abyss.
All right.
No delay. Looks like we are getting right back into it. Countdown beginning imminently. All right, you got to tell me, CDL, what's your favorite level so far of Neo Vortex?
My favorite level of Neo Vortex. Oh gosh.
I'll go first if you'd like.
I really like Lofty, to be honest. I think Lofty. I just love that clean run through it.
Yeah, I think that's a very valid answer, and it feels kind of fresh. I don't watch too many 120% runs myself, unless I'm verifying. So just being able to see that level and not be thinking so much about where all the gems are.
Yeah, I guess because
really
I run MBS as well, and I never get to do Lofty, so doing Lofty in Neo Vortex is fun.
Understandable. I think if I had to pick one, it's not the longest level, but something about Terrace Village does speak to me. I just like the ways that you can alternate your routes a little bit, take shorter lines, but then you're kind of at the mercy of how fast you get through each section, almost like a time trial, if you will. And if you're slightly behind that cycle, it all falls apart.
Hi, Spyro.
Nils proxy to kick things off in game 2.
I can't get it here. Oh, see, Groxu had to repeat it this time.
Yeah, this is not the hardest trick in the world, but when you're trying to optimize it, get that little super proxy we saw before, or perhaps if you just underestimate how unforgiving it can be, things start to fall apart. Already 10 seconds the difference.
Well, it's one of the first major tricks you learn. You know, if you're doing, MBS, certainly MBS and Vortex, it's one of the first things you have to conquer, you have to practice. So it's ingrained in there early, but you can still mess it up.
Those are the worst ones. It's cost me runs before, not this particular one, but the tricks that I always felt were hard when I began, but then I just slowly put down to muscle memory afterwards. Because complacency and not feeling the need to practice something can bite you in crucial moments. So do your resetless runs, kids.
Yeah.
It's like your homework. And pretty much standard. Stonehill, no optimizations there. Grox hasn't found anything yet.
Not yet. He will.
Nope.
Give him time.
If you turn around at the start, you can proxy off the wall and gain like huge momentum. I don't know.
So wait till he finds sheep proxy and then it's over for you.
No.
You
Well,
fools.
ram proxy. The ram is in front of you. It's even better.
I've sometimes found when I run Stonehill, you just sometimes you're pointing slightly to the right when you start, and I've no understanding of why.
Must be the timing of like some sort of input, because everyone's holding charge usually.
Yeah.
All right, we saw an attempt at dog proxy there from Groxu. He's gonna give it another try. Taking 2 hits of damage now. Oh, but somehow full sparks. Okay, picked up a life, I suppose. Quite fortunate.
Yeah,
Cam
dog
going for
proxy
a
again.
standard.
Dog proxy again, a trick from OG Vortex that skips right to the end of the level, and it's been proved that it exists in SRT.
Yeah.
I think that's probably where we would say the trick is at.
Yeah, it's not viable as much as it's possible. But Groxy's gonna be the kind of player trying to make a trick like that viable, hands down.
And certainly the person that was posting about it the other day was doing it on Switch.
Console is the future.
Yeah.
And it has been very active on those newer Vortex boards, which we do love to see. It's very validating to see a new category be active on both PC and console. Because
Yeah.
it's definitely a concern of ours that, yes, there are so many potential tricks in PC that maybe people on console wouldn't find as much of their own voice. But we've been seeing some really cool stuff over there.
Yeah, can't have
Console
them
best game, no bias.
Can't have them feeling left out. Big
When's
one.
your GoFundMe for a PS4? No comment. All right.
No comment.
So far, pretty standard getting through these levels. Not getting hit by the enemy.
Shout out Fester, the console Neo Vortex record holder, I believe.
Yeah, and Narwhal, who's been giving him a run for his money. Both of them switching records daily, it feels like. Okay, time check. Out of Artisans at 2:16.
I mean, Groxu's very behind here after that missed Nils proxy, the attempt at dog proxy. He is 17 seconds behind.
Got a feel that, considering they've learned that they won game one, and they did make mistakes, they're probably feeling like they can go for more of these early risks, and that they can probably bring it back. It's a mental game, for sure.
All right, Terrace Village.
I really hope I don't see someone fail this short glide around one day on pace.
I've
That'd be
definitely
a
done
bad
that before.
look.
I've definitely done that in MBS.
Yeah, I might have done it once or twice.
It is another one of those ones where you're like, it's like, yeah, I mean, hub world movement is often like that, isn't it? You think about the game in levels, and you kind of maybe don't think about hub world movement as much.
We didn't get a great look at it, but the Dreamweaver's jump you previously mentioned, I really like the line to the side there to go around that enemy. Both runners do that. I
I think you basically clip through the second enemy here when he jumps. He kind of jumps over you, but it's almost like a clip through.
Yeah, they're not like an active hitbox during the animation.
Yeah.
Alright, Cam, not the cleanest stairs movement, might be getting zapped at the end here. Nope.
Okay.
Perfectly calculated.
That was actually really close.
I perfectly calculated, you heard me say.
Oh.
Yeah, singed his feet, not great. 14 seconds.
That's gonna burn your claws.
Yeah, I mean, it's better than nail polish, right? Just singe them black. Fly and skip, potentially.
Nope.
Oh, not able to get the second menu. Oh, the boar making things a little awkward there. Just
Yeah.
you're kind of positioned in them with the camera. So not ideal. Would have loved to get a few more seconds time save, but basically maintaining pace with each other. No major differences in this hub world so far.
We're going to see here as well, I think, just how much that new treetops tech saves Groxu.
Ooh.
And that's what that's supposed to look like from Cam.
I didn't get the best look at it before. That's so good because taking unnecessary sparks damage with metalhead still to come.
Yeah.
Yeah, could be very painful. So
Yeah, you
we'll
can
have to
do
see
it
it.
with one. You can do it with one, really. That's the optimal line.
Yeah. That's it. Having the extra sparks available for worst case scenario, especially when you're on good pace, because you never want to be dying. That's the main drawback of these rescue strats. Is if you ever die, you'll lose far more time than you can possibly gain.
So it's about 13, 14 seconds right now. I want to time check after this just to see how much time Groxu's new
Yeah.
treetops route potentially takes.
Assuming it all goes according to plan. We do love to see these turnarounds right at the start to skip the little thief cutscene.
Here he goes again.
They're both in the air. Oh, oh, and Cam doesn't make it.
Oh no.
This is pulling it back now for Groxu, who made it work once again.
And didn't get the cutscene skip the second time either.
I think when they were side by side there, I don't think Groxu's route was saving much time. Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
But if it's a consistent setup for what is otherwise a really difficult jump, then it will just hands down be better.
Yeah, I mean, I
No.
have to say from watching him do it, it didn't look consistent this morning. So I'm really interested that he's now. Oh, Cam.
This is
Oh,
this
no.
is in the realm of tilt.
This is Hammerhead and Sunny Beach all over again.
Don't pull Hammerhead into this. He doesn't deserve to be pulled back for an example to be made of. Hammerhead has played really well every time he's been here. Just that one moment.
Oh, there you go. Cam got it this time. And
Ooh.
Groxu going for the metalhead skip again.
One more time.
No.
Oh, so close.
Is he going to go
Look
back
at
and
this,
try it again?
Yeah.
That's
I
very...
respect it. I do.
Oh, he's down
Those
to 0
sparks,
sparks now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I respect it, but I think so. That's where Cam fell down last time, and because he was so close to the entrance to Metalhead's fight, he just went for the traditional route. But yeah, Groxu's going to take a death.
That's the punish.
Going for that for a third time. I don't agree.
The runners are neck and neck, by the way. I mean, the timers aren't, but assuming Cam also attempts this wall guard a few times, there's
Well, see, I
nothing in
think-
this.
Is Cam going to do it multiple times, or is Cam going to do what he did last time and try it once and then give up?
That is the play. But then again, if they land it just once, either of them, that's a big chunk of the map taken out. Groxu getting outside, but not able to glide anywhere. Also, Cam making it outside of the map. Well, that's the gap you want, but you need to somehow maintain your height. I wonder if this is like a handshake that they're both going to go for this until they.
Yeah, so I do believe that is the case. I think they were talking about that before we went live, that they were both going to go for this every time. Now I don't know. I think Cam would probably feel he lived up to it, trying it once and then giving up last time. Nothing wrong with going for the backup. Yeah, gets out of bounds again.
So there's two elements to this. There's reaching enough height that you go out of bounds, but then there's also, because of how hard we're turning into the wall, it ends up making it very hard to adjust your position and start gliding to the destination. God, it's been a minute since I saw this successfully done, so I can't comment too much on the intricacies of it. But you can see they're getting the consistent height, but how do you get out of that? Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, that's...
Well, you can also recover it from there too. Yep, I forgot about that.
We saw Groxu do that in the first run.
Yeah. This feels a bit like off-stream practice now. There must be something there that's like a invisible wall. Maybe not even invisible.
You got it.
Oh, here it is. Do they have the height?
Yes. Well, there you go. That's what they were going for.
And you see
coming up.
He's gonna stop now. Yeah, I'm really glad they went for that, because, you know, if this goes to like a full 5-game series or something, I can't imagine both of them would handshake on it again. But it's really cool to see it pulled off. Like, that is extremely difficult.
Groxu pulled it off and immediately posted a Keck W in the Twitch chat. I love Groxu. He's a madman.
Yeah, he was doing that in the call the moment he got it. You know.
Yeah, so they're in a call together. I don't know if they're actually talking to each other while they're running, but it wouldn't surprise me.
I think they probably are.
Groxu's just built different, man.
The
I've
Groxu
said this
effect.
since the start. He's my guy.
#1 fanboy.
Yeah. He just, as I say, he's just broken every game in this trilogy since he's run it.
Yep. Big things in the future for Groxu for sure. In the meantime, trying to hold on to that world record in Neo Vortex. Doesn't appear that this will be a PB pace run, but we've got all still to play for. Plenty of pride on the line. And these guys are good mates, so no one wants to go down in a 3-0. Ooh, inches off that fly-in.
They're actually really close right now.
Yeah.
It's
one of the benefits of that kind of handshake is does even the playing field up a lot.
Yeah. We'll see again. Groxu go for this.
Oh, he's taking the tightest line you can, relying on that auto hover.
Yeah, I really like that line. It's very clean.
And on the flip side, took a slightly worse line to try and grab some fodder, but the sheep's having none of it. Green sparks for the time being, not the end of the world.
You see how short these levels are, though, because there's a little bit of timer disparity. Groxu's finished the level and Cam's only just getting in. They're actually quite level.
Yep. Slight variation on that line, just what's safer. Having to use that flame, but still being able to maintain the charge over. Flying skip achieved for Groxu. We need a flying skip counter on how many have been hit so far. I think it's 3.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Could be more.
High cubes, we didn't really talk about this route on the first run. This is, you basically just try and not do that. You try and dodge the spiders. But sometimes
That's
they're
RNG on how they, I think it's RNG maybe on how they spawn, but maybe not.
I don't know that the spawns are RNG. I think sometimes, like, Groxu didn't go far enough up that supercharge ramp either.
Yeah, it's not ideal.
I think it's
slow to be safe.
It's slightly RNG how they activate and like when they notice you. So how quickly they start moving. Like that's very close.
It looked the same, but we saw Cam go for a wider line. And that's why they didn't get hit. So yeah, just another example of taking the right lines through. There's an opportunity for some time save because Groxu got picked up by the fairies out at 9:20, 15 seconds ahead in the Wizard Peak cutscene. Yeah, it's really close. I actually think they might be dead even. We're about to find out.
Yeah, so 9:35 in for Groxu into Wizard Peak.
4 seconds the difference.
4 seconds.
Wow. Yeah, there's much closer than race 1. After all of that shenanigans in Metal Head.
That was a really nice line through that room before the supercharge there from Groxu, getting just the perfect line through the enemies.
The bonk.
But, yeah, gets the bonk there.
Another opportunity for a couple more seconds to be pulled back, but you can see the difficulty in this supercharge. So many enemies that can mess you up, and you still have to be considerate of the walls you're going to use to help you turn. Very precise. So we take a very wide line there. Cameron, so far no issues, making it all the way up straight into the vortex.
Oh, and that I think puts him in the lead.
Yep, the slight RTA difference doesn't help, but we will find out very shortly. 10:13 entering. We'll take a time check at the end of the hub because we're so close to it. 9 seconds as we speak. But we saw what happened last time in Blowhard. Gotta respect the man. Floating about.
Yeah, gotta give him his space.
Yeah, you know.
He will.
His whole level dedicated to him, but still
boop you out of
claustrophobic.
existence. He doesn't care. Yep.
How's that weight? Almost falling off the platform, but covered.
Light off to the left from Groxu felt a bit haphazard.
Yeah, it's always a testament to how much control they really have. In those moments, it does look like the runners don't have control, but it's the adjustment they make after that shows that they knew it was a possibility.
You saw Cam having to wait for the cycle just a second or two there, but it did mean that Blowhard got well out of the way.
That's the crucial aspect. Phase 3 is non-existent, so just a straight sprint to the end. And we're about to get into the balloonist. Slight drop, I think, for the stream, but we should be back momentarily.
Under 5 seconds. We're still in that 4-second gap.
Yeah, that's crazy. And now we move into, as we've spoken about, pretty much just the straight line sprint hub world next to Artisans. So I can't imagine a whole lot of time save is going to be made up here. But there was that cool Shemp trick Groxu demonstrated. If they don't need to spend so much time on the setup and the wall glide aspect of it, could cut a little bit more time out over Cam.
Yeah, Peacekeepers feels like the most, at the moment, straightforward, but if Groxu's going to add crazy tricks to it, maybe it's not the most straightforward hub world anymore.
So much potential now that we're no longer concerned about routing through dragons and collectibles.
I know even just before we were going live, Groxu was playing about with Dry Canyon and trying to find a way to maybe abuse a wall glide to get out of having to do all this spiraling to get to the top platform here.
Yeah.
And if it's there, he's going to find it.
Drastic vertical movement is the future. But yeah, it's cool to see like the makings of these finds. It's not like Groxu loads up a level and finds the trick in the same visit. It's always like flying around, finding some disjointed hitboxes, a few little rogue pixels, if you will, and being like, well, I could probably get there.
Yeah, he was experimenting earlier today in Lofty and found that, speaking of things that work in OG, you can turkey ride in Lofty Castle. Don't know how useful it is yet, but Groxu proved that it's possible.
Never ruled it out.
See this line here that Groxu takes through Clifftown? I think it's just a little bit more straight line the one we saw Cam take.
Yeah.
Trying through the middle. If we see what Cam's gonna do here.
I'm gonna use a IL analysis for something in a moment, or an analogy. Sorry. It's been determined that like if you have a really good supercharge, say in Spyro, same line. Interesting. The way I want to refer to it is that if you know charging is always going to be faster than gliding, then the lines we're taking are, to optimize charge time. But the only way to then maximize efficiency is to consider, well, actually a glide is still good as long as the glide line is shorter, and then you have to like directly compare the two. So like, is it better to be able to supercharge for longer or glide for shorter.
Hmm.
Gliding always has that extra risk of not getting the auto hover, but supercharging, you'll never get that opportunity for an auto hover. You always have to land it.
That Clifftown from Cam looked really, really clean. That second level, he was doing some kind of risky jumps to get past some of the enemies without having to root around them. That was quite impressive. Hopefully, we'll see that in the next run.
Yeah, just giving them enough respect, but also recognizing that they're not at risk.
There we go, Groxu not going for the skip this time.
So, as we're showing off this race for the SRT Neo Vortex category, it turns out that over on somebody else's stream, so a certain someone who we maybe name dropped earlier, they might have broken their own world record in this category on OG.
Yeah, shoutouts Novaspell getting beating their own Vortex world record. It was a 2040, now a 2034. That is absolutely correct from Nova. That category has been super competitive, and but Nova's the undisputed queen of Vortex, and that's awesome to see.
Insane.
Over an SRT again, I want to see this glide that Cam does here, which again feels just like a little bit spicier. Let's see if he goes for it again. It looks really close. I don't know how close it actually is. But yeah, so instead of going all the way to the end of that platform, you see what I mean? It gets the glide off a little bit tighter.
Yeah, it's optimal, but it's all about the timing on that charge jump.
Yeah,
if
but
you
it
can't land on the wall,
right, lands it.
Okay. Oh dear. It appears something has broken.
Okay.
So, what Groxu has said is that it's a timer dying. Okay, the game is also back. But yeah, that is probably not something we can simply remake. This might have to be... I mean, I'll leave it up to our resident broadcast king, to Logic, to determine. But I kind of feel that might have to just be game 2 given over at that point. Either that or a redo entirely.
Yeah, I don't know what we do with that.
Meanwhile, Cam's just getting by, keeping on moving.
We can, let me clip it so we can get...
We're going to be adding on the current time, it feels like, because Groxu's once again started up the timer.
Yeah, so I've trying to get a clip so I can know what his time was before it crashed.
Apparently 13:44. I am in favor of this because it doesn't kill Cam's momentum.
Yeah, for sure. 13:44:06 is what we'll add to Grox's time.
Yeah, if the difference ends up being like a matter of seconds, we can narrow down this new timer to like when Groxu started moving properly, because they were just kind of hovering about as we fixed things. Right, back into the game. Unsure of Groxu's current pace. I kind of feel, based on this small tech issue, that they are behind Cam. Maybe by more than 20 seconds at this point. But hey, Cam still has to close it out, getting all these tricks. Things can go wrong. We saw them mess up the Haunted Towers supercharged the first time. I don't think they'll be making that mistake again, though. Okay, reaching up here, getting that flame. Never in any doubt.
Yeah.
Not as close as I made it sound it was.
Yeah, like I say, I think the game makes it sound really close, but it's really not. It's very achievable. There you go, Cam getting that first time. Love to see it.
It's so quick. once you get that supercharge out there, you travel across the rest of the level in a matter of like 3 or 4 seconds. And again, the quick game continue just to save you having to whirlwind yourself over to Dark Passage. This is going to be very crucial for Groxu to also be matching every trick from now on. The race is not over until it is completely over. But with a game in hand, it is not the end of the world.
Yeah, confusion reigns here over what we're going to do with Groxu's time, but ultimately, they got to finish this race first. We've got plenty more runs to go. This is just the second of potentially 5.
Yeah.
So even if we have to maybe, I don't know, adjudicate this one after the fact.
Did you say you had a clip? Then we can confirm it.
Yeah,
once
I've grabbed some clips of his timer before it crashed and the bit where Groxu was, because he didn't start running immediately when he started his timer again. Yeah. So I've got that as well. We can sort that out.
This is all stuff we can do after the. It's fine. What I wanted to say is that Cam was definitely playing well before the tech issues struck Groxu. I was kind of under the impression that if they just played as well as each other for the remainder, I think Cam would have been ahead.
Oh, Groxu running into a turtle.
Dropping by, say hi for the stream. Just this long glide there. Those arrows never really any threat because of the drop in height on the glide, whereas they just go in a straight line. So as long as you're always slowly falling, you should never get struck by one. At least I've never seen anyone get struck by one. Maybe that will happen sometime.
Groxu go for the
Dreamweaver's jump.
Yeah, that jump there. I genuinely think that's the hardest jump in the route.
Well, Cam seems to be having trouble with this one. Okay, second time is a definite improvement.
I do wonder if it's because Cam is running at 50, whereas Groxu runs at 30. I do wonder if that jump is maybe easier at 30.
Surely, yeah, that's got to make a.
Because honestly, like I was having less trouble with this practicing it this morning, learning it than Cam is today, and Cam is a substantially better player at this game than I am. So I gotta think that's a 50 versus 30 thing because I play at 30 as well.
You're being very humble. I know world record's just around the corner for you. You just gotta put a few more hours. Oh, come on, Grox. He's
gonna show off the turkey ride. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. There it is.
He just wants to show off the turkey ride.
I agree, Gaffy.
Yeah, it's definitely easier on 30.
Jump height is so crucial. But it does beg the question then. So it's the wall glides that Cam is getting an advantage on with these 50 FPS.
Right.
That seems to be the consensus anyway. I'm not convinced it's such a big advantage, but it's probably there. Groxu doesn't seem to be having too much trouble with wall glides though.
Yeah, right.
Into Jacques. Yeah, only a couple jumps here that can really be problematic. And yeah, one of them being trying to leave this platform a bit too early.
Groxu trying to skip these stairs with a wall glide. Again, that's classic Groxu trying to show off his trick.
Ooh! Love that. Auto hover is always going to come in clutch. Yeah, like at the end of the day, the run will become so optimized that if you're not skipping the steps, you're going to be a second behind your gold. That's spooky stuff.
And while Groxu is, looks like messing around trying these tricks, at the end of the day, that's what's going to get him the monster world record in the end, is when he gets those.
Yeah, it's putting the pieces together, but you've got to be willing to take those risks initially. Doing them in a race is something that I, hands down, respect Groxu for. Not something I would really do myself. I have probably thrown on stream because of attempting to show off. So, but that's just the nature of trying to flex for your friends,
Oh
right?
no, Groxu.
And there it is.
Yeah. Oh, is it gonna make it out? Wow.
All right. Well,
That's
just
impressive.
pure calculation demands.
That is impressive. It's gonna watch out for a parcel though.
Nah.
Funny when it be
Jacques,
attacked.
Jacques is just a
If Jacques had
spectator in the
sniped
Groxu show.
If Shax had sniped in there, that would have been so good.
Merry Christmas. Take him out.
Oh god. Well, good save from Groxu.
Yeah. Not the kind of time loss you want to be taking, but important to note, not having to reset. It's always better than... I mean, intentional deaths exist in multiple categories. And if quick game continuing wasn't a thing, we would probably see an intentional death, at least in Dreamweavers, to get back to the start faster.
Yeah,
But yeah,
absolutely.
taking a death for Sparks is usually the reasoning. And at this point, that's not very crucial. Yeah, already clean from Cam. It's exactly the cove skip you want to be seeing. Meanwhile, I'm not seeing... Oh, a soft lock has apparently occurred. Okay, Groxu's game is not playing nice today.
So, what? How does the soft lock happen?
I'm sure we'll get an explanation momentarily. But in the meantime, Cam is 2 levels away from the end.
I have to say, I think even if we were super generous with the times for Groxu as well, I think he was still going to be behind here. So,
We'll do in the good nature of timing what we could to see like whether they were still within, say, 20, 30 seconds of Cam, which I think they may well have been. But yeah, to have a soft lock happen is really unfortunate. And yeah, for something like menuing to be the death of a run is just cold, SRT. Why you got to do this?
you got to do a brother like that.
That's, Randy's suggesting that he would have been at 19, and you can see Cam is entering loot just a few seconds shy of that. So yeah, it could have been extremely close, probably closer than game 1, which is what we want to be seeing for sure.
If he'd been at 19 in Cove, though, he still would have been well behind Cam. Like,
Oh, I see. I thought we meant like final time.
he could have finished high 19, low 20. Cam is going to get
Well, yep,
low 19 here. So
that height cap.
it's a shame about this.
1901.
I do think that we can probably fairly give that as a win for Cam. Yeah.
The tally's up
Still
there.
get excited.
Logic has spoken. And I'm not sure Groxu would be completely against that either, because at the end of the day, it's now just a best of 3. It's like everything's reset.
Yep. Move
Take it from
on.
the top. Hello and welcome to our best of 3 Neo Vortex showcase. If you don't mind, I'm going to grab some water really quick.
Do it.
I'm not sure how long we'll need to set things up, but I'll be very quick.
All right, so you can see Groxu still just soft locked, while Cam is heading back to Artisans. So yeah, interesting, the 30 versus 50 FPS debate. I think it's just a great example, isn't it, of how this is a brand new category. People don't really know or haven't really settled on what it is they want to do. Groxu clearly thinks 30 is better, and you know, his treetops jumps and the jump that he does in Dreamweavers and the lofty castle jump we were just talking about, that's got to be easier at 30, right? So it looks like Groxu's prioritizing 30 because of some of those jumps that he does that he thinks safe in time. As Surf mentioned, Cam obviously thinks 50 gives him a wall glide advantage. We'll see. We did see Groxu get the metal hit skip in this run, and obviously, unfortunately, it didn't matter. I think Cam's going to do some lofty practice. Yeah, he's going to practice this jump. Yeah, so I think seeing Cam do this here, I do think it's genuinely better as a charge jump than a glide. He's getting a little bit of auto hover, but certainly at 30, that's a charge jump. But this is something that's given him trouble in both of the the run so far. Hits a turkey as well at the same time.
Oh,
For a
2 for
moment.
1 special. Very nice.
Yeah, so Cam's just doing some lofty practice.
Yeah, taking that line is extremely unforgiving to be slightly off angle. No real leeway. When that auto hover happens, that's very cool.
Yeah, you see what I mean? I think it's a charge jump rather than a
Yeah.
most effectively. I think, yeah, he's maybe finding more success going to the right of that rock that juts out.
I think we're going to be seeing that from now on.
Oh!
Ah, okay. Yeah, Logic keeping the chat updated, but anyone who isn't sure, we're going to be using Console Injector just to get the 90 minutes small advantage given over. So Spyro's jump height being affected by multiple things, frames, and apparently the amount of time the game is open.
He's such a
Groxu
good
had that previously. Yeah. Groxu had 90 minutes active for the previous 2 races, so just gonna re-enable it, allowing them to go for the same kind of stuff that they would like to. 4 mins more or less. That's fine then. We call it 90 mins, but it doesn't sound like it necessarily has to be, but it's just a safe bet. If you're uncertain, 90 minutes will probably do it. Apparently Randy overslept Dylan, which is a big shame. Would love to see the freeway race, and we hope to get a freeway race again in the future because Logic worked really hard on a brand new layout. Looks great. We'll definitely get the chance to show that off.
Yeah.
Yeah, staying up to watch TCAT run 120 for ESA, I think that's a valid enough reason. Got to represent those our runners in those big marathons. Show the support. Okay, so tell me, when are we going to be seeing your time on leaderboard?
Not too long. Yeah, I started learning it this weekend. Pretty much there. Yeah, got a couple days. I don't think it's going to be anywhere close to a 16:03.
You
If
don't
I
know
can get
that.
it in under 20 minutes, I'll be happy.
You just need the God Nils proxy, which somehow sends you into the roof of the building on the right, and you like bounce off it into the vortex.
Yeah, exactly. Sure.
That's a real thing. That definitely happens.
Yep. What about you, Surf? You're watching enough of these runs. Maybe you feel like giving Vortex? That's a type of material. Vortex.
Yeah. Man, I wish I had more time to do runs at the moment. For sure, I would love to. Maybe not Vortex initially. I still have aspirations in Spyro 3, but yeah, it'd be an idea. I'd just like to see how I measure up, probably, because at the moment the times on the boards are all very competitive. I think it would be cool to get my run up there, which wouldn't be particularly, and kind of set the bar a little lower for entry.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe
You need
encourage
some
more
mid-table
people.
scrubs like you and me.
That's it. Hey, whoa, who are you calling a mid-table screw? No, you're right. Spyro 1 is not my game of choice. I'm very much not the best, but I'm excited to see high-level gameplay.
I'm far too dumb to run Spyro 2 and Spyro 3. That's why I stick to Spyro 1.
That's it. No, I'm not fighting Logic. It's fine. It's fine. I don't get aggy unless I'm playing Celeste. It's different.
As to be said, is one of the things I love about SRT is how accessible it is as a speed game, and I think Vortex is the next extension of that. To be honest, because it's SRT 1. It's probably, I mean, it definitely is, right? It's the simplest category. You just run in from end to end.
Yeah.
Even a category like MBS is fairly easy to pick up. and get a reasonably decent time. And Spyro's always a great game because to speedrun because it feels fast when it's fast.
Yeah.
You know, when you do something fast, you can see it. You can see that it's fast.
Supercharging has always been one of the game's strengths in immersing someone in how fast they're going. Not only just the sparks and the way the air moves past, but like the way the environment usually suits the movement as well. At Treetops, we do some crazy stuff in NBS to get through some of the buildings, but like just using the ramps as intended, you just travel through that level so fast from stump to stump, if you will.
If we bring in Pokemon Unite speedruns, that might be my next category. But
I don't know anything about that, I'm afraid.
Oh, it's the new Pokemon MOBA.
Oh, interesting.
If you ever played League of Legends Dominion, it's like that.
Yeah. Oh, have I? Oh boy. Surf_lol flashback. Yeah, not my favorite game mode, Dominion, but absolutely had some interesting experiences with that.
And don't be afraid.
Oh, I do get existential when I play Celeste, and you're right. That's very true. My darker days. No. Back on topic. So Groxu is about half a minute away from being ready to go.
Yeah, it looks like we're getting close to be able to start race number 3. Lap 3.
Yeah, lap 3 of Spyro 1, which is just an IL at this point. The whole of Spyro 1 is an individual level.
I'm a big fan of
Delvin
quick speedruns. Big fan of quick speedrun categories.
Yeah. It's very entertaining to see the same tricks that are high difficulty either hit consistently
Or failed.
showing off. Oh yeah, or just completely destroying someone's run in a matter of seconds.
It's Cam for showing off some of the best parts of SRT that we never get to see in runs, which are the dragon designs.
Yeah, they are really special.
Yeah, the amount of work that went into designing the dragons for SRT is awesome. I do have the art of the Spyro Reignited trilogy book on the shelf behind me. It's a gorgeous book.
Love it. When are we getting the CDL cam for the stream?
Well, I've stopped streaming now, but when I did stream, I had Cam.
I look forward to seeing you start it up again, my dude. One of these days.
I like to run in my little goblin cave where no one can watch me.
Oh, I'm just wondering if Groxu's starting in Artisans or not.
He does need to. He's gonna go in and go to Artisans and then come back out.
Yeah, that sounds good.
If you could, Groxu, thanks. There we go.
No, just a repeat of Game 1 would be great, thanks.
Yeah.
Peacekeepers is just Artisans, you know? Same thing. Alright, we're not seeing another soft lock, are we?
Groxu's game just does this sometimes.
Yeah?
It's fine.
Bodes well. Oh, good. We're all in the clear.
I mean, for a guy who has broken every game, he does run his games on a potato.
Yeah, I think we know who's at fault.
Groxu a better PC.
For sure. Right. I'm not seeing Cam moving as of now. Perhaps they were FK?
Yep. I don't know that we're both checked in and ready. We need to make sure it's good to go.
Oh, they said ready like 2 minutes ago, but maybe not. For the last time. The last of potentially 3 times. I wanted to elaborate on something as we're loading in and getting ready to access Town Square for the first time again. Mentioning categories that are easy to a good entry level. probably the easiest entry level category is Spyro 1 120%, because you just play the game as you usually would with a timer on and some splits as well if you'd like. And once that's done, you can obviously start up a new save and do it again, try and do it faster. I'm not saying 120 is an easy category. I'm saying it's a good entry level category.
It's a pushback from the chat.
I understand. I'm bad at 120. But what it also means, once you've done your 120 run, you have a save file available to do Neo Vortex whatever you want.
That's true.
So this is definitely like the best follow-up from that. Oh, I love seeing when they're this in sync at the beginning. It's really great.
It's beautiful.
Hi, Spyro.
But yeah, just a disclaimer, I know 120 is not easy. I'm just saying that we have a huge gap between, say, the world record and like the bottom time on leaderboards.
First of the three races where they've both got the Nils proxy first time.
And they're within 0.2 of a second of each other. Okay.
Formula 1 times.
Oh,
I guess
okay.
we were talking
Groxu pulling ahead in the menu.
talking about the difference between 30 and 50. I think the menuing is also faster in 50. I believe that's also a factor.
Oh god, I'm getting a little bit more flack than I was anticipating.
You're getting played.
So,
Yes,
Randy's awake now. Maybe
I
get
made
him
an
on
important
commentary.
made an important point, and you were too busy chattering.
That's it. My
I'm sorry,
apologies.
I'm saying I think the menuing is faster than 50 as well.
Ooh.
That might be another reason to go for 50 over 30.
Yeah, over the course of the run, unsure how much menuing occurs. I mean, we got the balloonists who have no choice but to menu there. We do go for fly-ins where possible. That's 4 attempts. And there's at least 2 quick game continues.
There's 3, right? So there's Town Square, Toasty, and Haunted Town.
Toasty as well. Of course.
So there's potentially like 7 menuing options, plus the balloonists, and they do
That's-
go for EBL. I don't think anyone gets it.
Gotta believe that's like barely a few seconds. But if we're talking about PB pace for both runners, that is kind of the disparity between them. Just a few seconds.
No dog proxy for Groxu this time.
Yeah, I think we've gotten past the warm-up stages now, and people are really looking to pace it. And we're keen to see some PB attempts come through. Yeah, the slightly different approaches, whether or not it amounts to much time save.
I don't think it really does. I think, but what I like about Groxu's is that it's more consistent, right? You're not dependent on dog nonsense.
Dog nonsense, love it.
But yeah, I may have used a more of a colorful term
Hmm,
dogs in the first run.
that's accepted. But yeah, dead even, and for artisans, that's sort of what's expected after nils.
Yeah. 0.05, 500ths of a second going into Dark Hollow is the difference.
This is some TAS stuff going on right now.
I want to see a Vortex TAS. That's what we want. SRC Vortex TAS.
I don't think I've watched an OG Vortex TAS. I imagine that's crazy. I digress. Yeah, SRT Vortex would be really cool to see in a TAS form. Just the way each line is so direct. And it maximizes every auto hover possibility. Wow, it's just 100th of a second the difference. Okay. Yeah, that's not gonna last. That is not gonna last.
You can see they do try for EBL, early balloonist, but yeah, I don't think you can get it They're not. Maybe they can in time when they're more used to the menuing, but
Yeah, it's a weird thing how more often than not, a runner will at some point complain, I didn't menu correctly. Oh,
Never
apparently
mind.
they both got
They both
EBL
got
and we don't know what we're looking for. That's fine. Impressive stuff. But I'm curious because how optimized can you really make menuing? The worst thing you can do is do a misinput. So I guess I usually just think of it in terms of as long as you don't make a mistake, it's fine. But clearly, affecting loadless as best you can is the way to go.
we're still in hundredths of a second apart here.
Wow.
This is what we want. This is, and in short categories, this is what the difference can be, right?
That Munchlax emote is killing me. I love it so much. Right, this is probably the first test then.
Yeah.
Nice use of the jumps where possible to skip over steps. Yes, you can bonk your way up them, but jump height is just about enough. Groxu arriving on the first platform, no issues there. Past the second cycle, holding the charge as long as possible at the whirlwind. Cam mirroring exactly what's happening there.
Ooh, okay.
Did miss the whirlwind,
little
but
bit
didn't
early.
get hit.
He missed the whirlwind because he had to jump just a little bit early because he was just a split second slow. So he jumped to avoid getting shocked, and it put him in the wrong place. But he recovered. It's fine.
All right, flying skip. Oh, 2 attempts, not quite there for Groxu. Cam can make up for that early mistake here.
We haven't seen a Misty Bog flying skip yet.
Mm.
I don't think.
Shouts to Green Soul in the chat.
Mr. Consistent.
Man, it's only a 2-second disparity. Treetops coming up very shortly will have its way.
We'll see this Misty Bog here. Again, slightly different line. Groxu takes a really, really tight line here. You see, it's actually wider than he's gone the last 2 times. He goes very close to hitting the water again. They're both getting very clean.
Yeah, playing within half a second of their previous times, and now no real lead built off that split. You can't really expect it would only be a death in Misty Bog that could really extend a lead for one of the players. So now, will this jump be the bane of Cam once again? Keep in mind, he won last race because of the unfortunate circumstances Groxu faced, and he missed this jump 3 times.
Yeah, and will Groxu just continue to get this brand new tech super consistently?
Yeah. I suppose
Oh, no,
now would
Grox-
be the time to see it.
He's going for the more traditional route, but you'll see. I think, yeah, he doesn't even need to hover on the bit near the torch. He just goes straight onto the.
He knows where that auto hover is. Cam less confident, and it's gonna bite him.
Grox is just so consistent in this treetops route. Whether it's the new route that he just showed off today, or that original route where he glides around onto the ramp, he's just so good at it.
And if Cam has just exclaimed for missing it, nice gets the second time. Will Groxu think, okay, well, I'll go for a wall glide, why not? We'll skip to Metalhead's End, that's easy enough.
How long will the gentleman's agreement hold?
Yeah, we don't know if it's in effect yet. It's not out of the question, but it does appear we're just going directly to phase 2 of Metalhead. Ooh, those rolling monkeys playing games.
Groxu just doing the standard route. Oh no, I mean, a good time of it.
What you want? It's interesting how Metalhead themselves doesn't really have any damage to deal to you. It's just the enemies and the lasers. Couple bonks, but no real issue there with the wall glide. On to returning home. Cam probably going to save a little bit of time from that phase 1, but whether or not phase 2 plays nice, well, of course, he's going to be skipping it. Oh. Oh.
Oh no! Oh! There we go. Oh, that's so tilting.
I feel like if they have the stream open, I definitely didn't help just now. I apologize.
So,
Yeah, that's tough. Never believe for a moment that this game is easy. Certainly not when we're playing at Mach 2 pace. Ooh, not able to get the Alpine fly in, but not the end of the world. Still ahead.
I believe Cam doesn't have any flying skips in his PP.
That's always potential time save for later then. Just a matter of consistency in the rest of the run, and then add
whereas
those in whenever.
Maybe I'm totally wrong, but I feel like Groxu was maybe talking this morning about how I think he maybe has all 4 in his world records, which makes it hard to run again. But maybe I'm making that up.
That is impressive if that's the case. These are like basically frame perfect tricks. Okay, going for maybe the auto hovers in Champ, I remember now. It's a similar kind of jump in the way that you're just kind of at the mercy of the height you got initially. If you're just a little bit too low, you're never going to make it. Yeah, pretty much flawless there from Groxu. Cutting every corner that can be cut. Cam preferring to take their own line. You can see at least this line does even out to be like completely straight.
Yeah.
So there's no risk of having to stop charging at any point once you're over there. But again, it's just personal preferences. The side-by-side comparison makes it so much more interesting to me.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, they're like barely, not even half a split behind. They're a cutscene behind at this point. A reminder that RTA is irrelevant. Nice fly in there for Cam. For this race, at least, RTA is not relevant. If it ends up on the boards, you know, something nice to look at. Different line through the high KOs by Groxu this time. Not willing to get hit again.
Let's see if he avoids the reset here. Yep, not a problem.
Yeah, just being conscious of when holding a button too long or too hard is going to cost you that much time, and you won't see them make the mistakes frequently. So that's why it is interesting. It is worth calling out when these strange mistakes do happen.
Yeah, Groxu hit off a wall in that supercharge there. I don't know if that was intentional or not, or if it slowed him down at all, but it was just, yeah, it wasn't
I got a feel that it was probably switching over to the mouse and keyboard, just swung himself to the left slightly.
Yeah, maybe.
Didn't really cost them anything. This certainly could. Maintaining supercharge here could be the difference maker.
The line
Definitely
between the
KBF.
It's so tight.
Oh, okay.
He's still a bit.
That enemy. That is the second time that enemy has messed up Groxu, but this time in a different way, and Cam pulling back about 6 seconds?
Yeah, about four or 5 seconds, I think.
4 seconds, yeah. That's big. Just a few more of those and it's a dead even race. Oh man, Wizard Peak. Doesn't matter how many times people go through that level. Those, well, Lucas Hill, as it's been called by OG, that is always a point of frustration.
I think the whole level's like that, right? There's just so many enemies and so many small, like, you know, packed together. You see, even just like the room before the supercharge, having to get, there's such a tight line between those two wizards and that one Nork to not get hit. It's really, really tight.
It might even be easier in MBS because you have the intent to kill them, so
yeah,
they're not really going to pose an issue.
No, yeah, MBS is fine because you just you go round to the right and you charge the wizards and hit the Nork and it's fine. Vortex, you're trying to go through the middle and just not have to touch them.
I think Grox's lines through here are just a little bit better, but ultimately neither of them making a mistake.
Yeah, I mean, we're still only 16 seconds. That's not a large margin.
That's one mistake in Champ. Clifftown. Well, maybe not one mistake, but hey, we've got the opportunity for another fly-in as well. It's far too close to call right now. Consistency is the name of the game.
I think you can see Groxu's kind of focused in here a little bit. He's put the tricks to the side and stopping showing off. He's just trying to get the win now.
I don't think we're going to be seeing a turkey ride, I'm afraid. Lofty's going to be a little sad about that.
We'll see if Cam can overcome his Lofty curse.
Yeah, that pre-race warm-up for Game 3 is certainly something I admire. You maximize your time when you're waiting for the other runner to be prepared or similar. But then it's applying it in the race itself that is the tricky part. Just a straight dash, the slight leap over, trying to maximize the stairs best you can. Cutting the last corner.
And those are the kind of things that you'll see, cutting that corner with that jump. People are going to try and get just ever so slightly more ambitious with it over time, and maybe it bites them. Maybe they just get a little bit too cocky on it.
Ooh, that was a very clean fly-in. Oh, I thought we were going to see like alternating roll fly-ins there. Groxu with that timing down. I think I remember earlier today they called out how it was extremely free or something, which obviously isn't true, but that setup looks to be more consistent for him.
I'm trying to remember who it was. It might have been Randy that said that he showed the same method as me, which is not trying to glide or roll, just run at it and hope for the best.
Well, if you end up overthinking things like this, you will lose more time. Sometimes the best approach is just not so much go off muscle memory. It could be, but just like as you're going there, you're paying attention to how close you're getting. You're like, yeah, I think this is right. You might be right more times than you think.
You also have to, if you're a scrub like me, be careful that when you don't surprise yourself by getting the fly and skip, and then forget to do the menu quickly enough.
Dude, I've exited level instead of quit game there, and just destroyed my.
We have seen that happen.
Runs.
I'm trying to remember. I think was it Groxu who did that? It might have been Groxu who did that in maybe a 40 orb. No, not a 40 orb. What am I talking about?
Do any?
That would have been one, right? So I'm trying to remember when it was. We saw that. I feel like we've seen it. Takes a hit.
It doesn't really lose much time though. Just a bit unfortunate. I wish we'd seen a repeat of the trick Groxu did in game 1, where he used one of the big mamas to gain height to access the Shemp fight a little sooner. I don't actually know how much time that saved, but it looks really cool.
Yeah.
And that's why he's not doing it, because clearly they don't feel the need to show off at this point.
Did go
No
for
mistakes.
the glide over to the final area though, skipping the third phase.
Yeah, whereas Cam prefers to just wait for the bridge to roll out. I mean, they can take a tighter line, but they just start moving a little later.
Yeah,
Doesn't look like they lose time for that.
Yeah, you cut because you cut the corner as well, and I'm not convinced how much quicker Groxu's line is.
Yeah, maybe, again, just Cam a little more risk averse, understanding that they are racing the risky player. And Groxu more than happy to take said risks.
But then you see this in Ice Cavern where Groxu's taking the conservative line, and I assume we'll see Cam again just go for that slightly tighter glide.
Yeah, it's unfair to call one runner risk averse and the other not, because as I'll keep harping on about personal preferences, but some levels runners just feel more confident in. It comes down to how much time they've invested in the tricks, but also just, maybe they never had a problem with a trick. Oh, I got a bit worried for that charge. And so they never felt it was a risk they needed to be concerned about. And then it's the one time it goes wrong.
Low key, that's one of my favorite things, I think, in the run from Cam. That glide from Ice Cavern. It just feels, it's just a little bit spicier.
Cam put his controller down. That's a little unnecessary time loss, but 20 seconds the difference right now.
Yeah, because we've talked about this before, that because this is a new category, we've seen, yes, Groxu's maybe doing this trick that Cam's not doing, or this line's a little bit different. We've also seen, for example, Cam's better at the Wizard Peak Supercharge on the evidence of what we've seen today. So, I think they've just got different strengths.
That's what you want in these races. You don't want carbon copies of each other.
Yeah, they've got tricks that they feel, oh, that's unlucky from Cam.
That's a big boot right there.
It's just a massive leg. An honestly, unfeasibly massive leg.
Oh, I want someone to make an edit of that enemy. It's just enlarge their foot 100 times. So I'll watch out for this guy. Okay, well, as we've said, this is not meant to be a very close super flame, so we should never see anything go wrong. If that flame had been eaten by the wall and Groxu had missed it, then I would have called commentary or cast curse.
So that's the intended way to do that as well. It's not like...
Yeah, usually, I guess, if you're playing it the first time, you're probably too busy. Oh, unlucky count. I don't think they can still make this.
No, I think he's okay. I've made this before. Like I say, it's not as close as you think it is. Yeah, he's fine.
I gotta say, that looked pretty close to me.
It was kind of close, but the fact that he took a damage and was still able to make it shows how not as close as the game likes you to think it is. That is.
Yeah, I just like to hype things up for the drama. Then my apologies.
I think it's designed to feel really close. This is my conspiracy about it. I think it's designed to make you feel like you've achieved something by getting it. Like the noises and the bar goes down quite fast, and the noises like ramp up to where you feel like you've achieved something by getting it. But I actually don't think it's that difficult. That's just
I'm sure the devs not only wanted it to be intended, but like they have the other fairy on the far side that you can go to if you say you've used your super flame to burn a bunch of the armors and you don't have it anymore. So there's a backup there, but certainly they would have made it possible, and I like that.
Yeah,
bit more flexibility.
I think in terms of how you play it's maybe I think intended was maybe the wrong word. It's intended that you're able to do it. I think they imagine that you're gonna use that one to hit the enemies and then go over and get the second one to actually open the door.
want to quickly bring this back to Dark Passage because there's a little charge jump Groxu does just before the Vortex that makes my heart jump into my mouth because it looks like they're about to charge directly into the void, but they always jump right at the right time. Oh,
This one here?
no, it's the one afterwards. And you see, Cam doesn't even go for it; he's just
Nice.
using the path. But again, it's cutting corners. That's the difference that will allow you to get that 1 second PB after everything.
Again, I assume Groxu went for that whirlwind skip, which we don't see Cam go for.
No. Yeah, I'm pretty certain Groxu went for it. I should have been paying attention. On to the best level in the category, if you will.
And it's just over 12 seconds, so Cam's pulled it back a little bit.
Yeah, I'm impressed.
But here we go. This
Purely
is
off movement and decisions.
the problematic jump for Cam.
This all comes down to how confident they are on the practice they've done, or are they going to default to what they've been doing in the previous two races? You've got to have faith in the work you've been doing. And it pays off.
Gets it. There we go.
Yep, so no time lost here in that regard. Groxu not making any notable mistakes. I cursed him.
I said that. Did I not say that in the last? Oh, watching it on the replay. I said that, right? That you gotta watch out for that enemy. He can hit you.
Okay, best level in the category because it will shake things up.
Oh, that's really unfortunate.
Oh, okay, the fairies are freed for Cam. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
I was going to say because Groxu died closer to the end, they lost more time, but then Cam fell down. I gotta believe that Cam's probably still going to save a bit of time here. And Cam's death was because they charged too early.
Yeah.
And you see people so keen to optimize. Okay, that was inches.
That was so lucky. But that,
Oh.
I'm telling you, that enemy is a problem. You gotta watch. I think they were both taking a wider line on it in the last races.
Yeah,
Just hit you in midair, which feels so unfair.
but then when you watch it back, you're like, yeah, I should have just given them more respect, right? By the way, Cam didn't even lose a second. Like, maybe half a second, but the gap hasn't really changed. After all that, Lofty could have been the difference maker, and instead it's just another factor in this race. Like, yeah, both runners got through it. On to the next.
You see Groxu missing out that last elf platform. I don't know what you call them.
Well, I call them just rising platforms, I guess.
Yeah, the last rising platform.
I think Cam does this too. Knowing that you can make it, you just want to go for it.
Yeah.
Oh, the auto hover is everything.
And no issue for Groxu this time on Jax.
Get him out of there.
A bit of a nemesis level for Groxu, that.
I think they're probably putting their PB woes behind them and looking to the future.
That was really clean from Cam on that final platform.
Pretty much they might have closed the gap a fraction.
Yeah, pretty much 12 seconds flat, I think.
Yeah, just the balloonist to go. And 3 levels from the end now. EBL, 3 seconds
Oh yeah,
instantly.
it's not even that. It's less than 10 seconds now.
Yeah. So, yeah, EBL is a genuine factor in this run. I don't know why I didn't consider that earlier. But yeah, like it comes up in MBS a lot, and Vortex is just MBS with a lot of the collecting cut out of it, and a couple more levels.
I think I still struggle with understanding what EBL is and what it looks like when somebody gets it.
I've never got it, so I will refrain from from posting any knowledge about it. But the bottom line is it allows you to start getting into the balloons sooner, and in doing so, the loadless timer stops earlier. Ooh, okay, Groxu's going to miss that, but can still glide around.
The backup is fine. That's the
Still
backup
pretty
way of
fast,
doing it.
right?
Huh?
Oh, curve skip.
Gets a second time.
Yay. Oh, little opportunity here for Cam. Obviously going for their preferred way round. But first time cove. It's got to be a good few seconds. Oh. Ah, that's very unlucky. I wonder if the difference maker will be their sparks, because Cam's on blue, Grox is on green. Yeah, Dylan, I can't remember who posted it now.
Yeah, but I think it was Randy told us earlier. I popped in to say congrats.
I appreciate you letting us know, though. It is extremely hype. I look forward to watching that later.
2034 as well, not even...
Yeah, it's a below mid. Well, I guess you could call it a mid 30, but it's almost a 20. At this point, I don't even know what to say about the Twilight route, because both runners just don't have a problem with that first part. That is so hard.
This is the trick in... You know, I've only been practicing for about a day, but this is the trick where I'm like, nope, I do not have this yet.
Yeah, it's the...
And neither of them seem to have any problem with it whatsoever, so I need to get them to teach me.
Oh, Cameron.
Yeah, getting a little bit of
nice one, I would expect.
platform. Little log.
Oh, okay. Getting Splatoons. That's big.
Now
The
that's
only
happening
thing that
all
can-
over.
The only thing that can bring this back for Cam is if Groxu doesn't get a height cap.
Yeah.
Wow, this is kind of what we want to be seeing, though. It come down to the final split. The pressure's on.
He gets it.
Just
Not a
two
problem.
of the best. I would expect both of them to get it first time. We'll have to wait and
Wasn't a
see.
particularly
That's
clean
GG.
yet.
It was clean.
Wasn't as clean as Cam's from last time.
True. But it doesn't need to be. At this point, you're not looking to save time as much as you're just trying to get the trick first. Ooh. And Cam doesn't get it first time. Unfortunate. Goes to show it's not an easy trick. Thankfully, just able to turn around and get it the second time. 22 seconds. Well, less. 21 seconds, it feels like, the difference.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the height cap, it would have been a lot closer. It was a lot closer all the way through, you have to say.
Mm.
That's probably the
GG to
closest
both.
the games we've had so far. So game 3, going to Groxu.
Impressive showing. Both of them playing much closer to PB than game 2. I know they were doing the handshake, but yeah, I feel they're going to continue to bring these times down if there's multiple games left. Horrible runs win. Well, it's a race. It's not a world record hunt inherently. That's just extra.
No, it is a world record hunt.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, televised world record hunting.
But actually, we're not letting them leave until one of them gets world record.
Yeah, best of 22? 23? No, they got it. They got it this time around, I believe. Lovely. Cam off to a strong start. Way ahead.
Straight into it. No message.
That's what we like to see. I remember in early talks about making the category official, throwing out the term no whirlwinds, and then instantly the dispute of, well, how do we do town square?
Sure.
Yeah, so that didn't last. Banning select whirlwinds definitely the way to go. Understandable that some people might feel it's arbitrary, but I much prefer watching something like Clifftown performed as it's basically intended. And blowhard as well, like that cavern bit in the middle. is very challenging for runners. Certainly, Blowhard not making it easy on people. Solid start for both.
Synchronicity.
Runs so far have been good, but there's more to come.
At least one more, if not two.
Maybe they'll handshake on best of 7. I don't know. Just try and extend it for the sake of it.
Like I say, we should just stay here until one of them gets a 15.
I'm down. I'm gonna order food tonight, so I can just sit here. It's all good.
The one downside of a best of race like this is I do worry that we've used all our best material.
Our best material?
Yeah.
Buddy, I haven't even opened my book yet.
The floor is yours.
So, in Spyro the Dragon, you control this winged beast from mythology. He's wearing some pretty gnarly sunglasses, just like dragons from back in the day. And yeah, Cameron opting to go for default Spyro color. I think this ties into what they're most comfortable with. You know, what they associate with mythology, but instead what we seem to have is Groxu's hopping back to maybe some illustrations of the past and said, no, the scales on this dragon, they got to be black. This dragon has been in combat potentially. Who knows? The sunglasses, they still remain unbroken. Anyway, Toasty's occurring in the background of my whatever the hell this is. So far, so good. Cam choosing to take out the dogs as per. And Groxu more than happy to focus down the sheep. Okay, I'm not gonna mention what the chat's saying because, you know, calling people out for being basic is not very nice. Come on. All right. Yeah. So wow. Okay. Only 1/10 of a second. The difference. It's pretty hype. But of course, we don't expect artisans to be the difference maker. And I'm quite happy to, just wait it out. Enjoy the early game for what it is. And be prepared for the carnage that Treetops brings, Metal Head. I'm curious to see if anyone's missed any gems. Maybe there's an enemy or two lingering. It's important during your Neo Vortex runs to backtrack, of course. No, but I'm actually very happy that the same save file can be used for every run. Ooh, Cam unfortunately getting a few bonks on the steps there, but only losing about a second. Yeah, one downside of the current broadcast layout is we don't have any music, and I was thinking I could sing for you now. Let me just warm up the old vocal cords. Oh, CDO, you're back. What good timing. No, okay, he's not actually here right now, but I will refrain. Missing Stonehill. I'm missing Stonehill. Can we just do like Stonehill Vortex on repeat? When I was a young... No, I'm not going to. I will upset everyone, and we don't need that. Come on, we're here to enjoy some insane gameplay. That's all we need. Hold on, I'm interested. What do you mean this 180? I'm not drunk.
Did I hear you singing?
No.
Dear God.
Paris Village, everyone.
I didn't realize that singing was in your big book of Spyro.
I didn't say it was a book of Spyro, did I? I just said it was a book.
You just said it was a book of material. Yeah, I guess that's my bad then, yeah?
Yeah. You should never assume I don't have singing in my book, my friend. Okay, well anyway, cycle time. Cycles seem to be going pretty good so far.
I did 10 years of youth musical theatre, so, you know, it's in my book too. It's just...
Oh,
it's
wonderful.
Time and place. Groxu taking a zap.
The time and the place is when I'm left alone on the cast. Yo, Cam's pulled this back to be in the lead, by the way. Should be focusing on the storylines here. Cam's got it all to play for, down 1-2 in the series. Oh, third try on that fly-in. No fly-in for Cam, so Groxu will be saving just a few seconds here.
Yeah, see what I mean? Groxu flirting with the edge of that water there. It feels risky.
Flirting with surf, nothing new. I just thought I'd let that one sit for a moment. Yeah, Cam going for their attempt through. Oh, falling off the rock, able to make it onto the second. But yeah, Spark's not in any real danger right now. And this is where leads are built or broken.
Come on, Cam. Get it. I just
Whoa. Commentary bias.
I have to appreciate the swag of this from Groxu, though. Just the straight jump onto the ramp.
He makes it look so easy.
I just don't want Cam to fail. I want to see Cam succeed at this jump.
Yeah, I'm keen for that as well. I want to keep it close. And it's important to note that generally, Cam is not just keeping up with Groxu, he's pulling it back in places. If the tricks can be landed, this race will be like within 10 seconds of each other. Yeah, there's that bonk.
I'm so sad.
Nice correction there, Logic. Oh no. Yeah, that was rough. It's not over.
There we go. Gets a second time again.
So repeat of game 3.
Yep.
And Groxu not messing about with the Metalhead will glide.
Oh.
These AI attacks are savage.
Yeah, I'm telling you, some of the enemies in this game, Groxu nearly get alive.
Getting impaled on a electrical pylon. Wow.
Oh, no.
That would have been really rough.
Yeah, he was lucky. Oh!
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Metalhead enters the building.
I've never seen
he's going to get the wall glide first time after all that as well.
I've never seen that.
Oh.
That's so crazy. Where did that damage come from?
It just keeps coming. I guess, like, the place where they shoot the laser from...
Yeah, there's Cam took one, but it kicked him in the right direction.
Yeah, that was intended, by the way.
Yeah.
I guess there's an active damage hitbox in Metalhead's arm, if they've shot the laser.
That no one's ever seen before.
Yeah. Well, actually, there are so many clips of Jankman at this point. I wouldn't be surprised if it's been seen before, but just lost to time.
Oh,
I love that we get to see it on stream in front of everyone, though. It's so... Oh, no.
Groxu is still ahead, though. 5:15 going into Magic Crafters. Pretty much the same time as Cam coming out of Treetops, so it's going to be about 8 seconds. 9 seconds.
I'll call it an even 10.
Sure.
But it's pretty minimal. One failed trick is the difference. Hey, consider Cam died. in treetops and is only 10 seconds behind. This is why loadless is the way to go. Because if it was RTA, it would just be over.
RTA is just unfair.
Well, and we mentioned that PC hardware varies so much that
Yeah.
never an even playing field.
Groxu would never win anything.
Wow. Hang on. Don't be so certain of that, but yeah, who in their right mind would make Neo Vortex an RTA category? I can't imagine. I wonder if there's a way. There's probably no way you'd ever make that early cycle on the Rising Stone platform at the end, right?
Yeah, I don't think so.
It doesn't seem possible.
Because I think like Cam's route, you maybe just about hit it, but you never make the first cycle.
Got to put money into your hobby. At that point, well, you certainly risk it no longer being a hobby after so long.
How is Logic the only mod in this chat, by the way? Just come on.
What? CDO, do you want to be mod? Is there a problem?
I do. I want to be mod in every channel. I'm good at it.
Oh,
Give me your mod.
okay. See, we got the confidence. That's what we like. My mods are the best, hands down.
Hashtag Nick Howell mod.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm gonna mod you right now. Okay, so in the meantime, High Cave's doing High Cave's things. That is a very unfortunate bonk for Cam, but thankfully not gonna fall to their death.
Oh. Yeah.
In the mod on the viewer, oh god.
Oh, sorry. When I said mod, I meant this Twitch channel, not the leaderboard. I don't want that responsibility.
Yeah, why would you want that?
Just to be clear.
Ugh. No, it's alright. Dylan's series mod, so he's always looking for new targets to
Oh, God.
elect into positions of power. It's
I
kind
get
of
the
interesting
leaderboard mod,
because
I will accept verification. I will accept money in exchange for verification. There you go. Now I'll never be made leaderboard mod.
yep, nice. That's how you make an iron case. Could never be. Okay, now Groxu getting a much better supercharge this time around.
There we go. That's what he's been trying for.
Tiny amount of momentum lost at the end, but it just doesn't matter at that point.
Yeah.
It's much better to have reached that point with it. And I don't know whether that means their pace is insane right now or not. Of course, RTA-wise, it's a little confusing with Cam about to enter Wizard Peak themselves. I don't think they're really this far behind,
No.
but they may be a little behind at this moment.
We'll do a time check at the end of the hub
Yeah.
and
Sounds
see
good
if
to me.
this is match point for Groxu. It could be about to be all over.
I hope not. I haven't ordered my food yet, so I'm more than happy to stick it out for a best of 5 or more.
Let's get it to go to 5 at least.
And definitely a few ways to tackle this inner area. But waiting for Blowhard is seemingly the best course of action.
It is. It's the best.
Supercharge. Cam's
Great
got
pick.
it. That's basically perfect.
It does feel like even just in these, and this is, I think part of it being a new category, is I feel like this is the fourth run is like the best that they've both looked so far.
I think that's fair. I would want to be more direct with the comparison to be sure, but like I haven't seen any major mistakes here. Like Cam missing the treetops jump didn't cost them a huge amount. It's one of those. And I reckon if they adapted to Groxu's methods, then they would just instantly have that extra 10 seconds, right?
Yeah,
And Dylan, you are 100% correct. Cam does look good all the time. Kappa.
absolutely. And everyone knows that I'm in love with Groxu.
By Kappa, I mean Kappa Pride, because I'm not gonna flirt with Cam and his girlfriend's in the chat.
I'll flirt with Cam while his girlfriend's in the chat.
I know you will. I was trying to take the bullet for you so you didn't expose yourself like that.
Wait. Logic, are you right? Are you correct? Is Cam now playing on 30 FPS?
Well then, this is the difference.
Did he actually? No, okay. I thought you were memeing, but we should check.
Right, so I didn't get a time check for the balloon, so 8:24 is Groxu entering Dry Canyon. To me, that suggests it is pretty much 10 seconds, the diff.
We'll see.
Much closer than previous game. But really nothing to say about this Dry Canyon. I mean, Groxu just getting through it with no issues, making that jump over the acid, and then getting a good enough cut on the final jump to save a bit of time. Missing the fly-in on Clifftown is far from ideal. It looks like about a 12-second disparity at the moment. And if all of that is treetops, then there's nothing in this race. Like, it can go either way.
Yeah, Dylan, what's your fly and skip approach? Is it the glide? Is it the roll? Is it the run and pray? I'm a run and pray guy.
He gets balloon skip. Somehow that gets him into the level, I don't know. Or maybe he waits for Tuco. I think he waits for Tuco.
Tuco strats. Yeah, the OG community can give out on SRT all they like, but we don't have to rely on the kindness of a particular balloonist to get a good Vortex time.
Not yet, we don't. We just haven't found them. There's like a hidden balloonist somewhere in this game. If we speak to one of these friendly characters and Peacekeepers... Oh, glide strat not working out there for Cam. But they're making... when they do make mistakes, it tends to be between both runners. So, again, that's not really giving an advantage to either. And that's kind of how we want it. We want either like the hard tricks to be the icing on the cake, or just the general movement. Things like menuing, part of why guidebooking isn't in this and stuff is that it just doesn't feel right. I'd much rather focus on the fact that we're going through the whole game, essentially, with the exception of what, 5-6 levels.
5, right? It's the four flights in Nasty?
I think it's 5 flights.
5 flights.
Maybe I'm wrong. No, I think it's 5 flights. Yep, no issues there for Groxu. I want to commend the movement. We've been commending the movement the whole time, pretty much, but like we're calling out they're not making mistakes, but not only are they not making mistakes, they're playing super optimal the whole time, with the only exceptions being mistakes on the hard tricks, the occasional bonk, losing them probably a single-digit amount of seconds over the course of several races. It does feel like really tough tricks being like the metalhead wall glide that have led to these times being much higher than the PBs at the end. Okay, Shemp being a bit annoying for Cam. Groxu just leaving Ice Cavern.
Yeah, if they're gonna go for that metalhead strats and go for the difficult stuff, their PBs are gonna be the ones where they make it. They're not always gonna make that in a race scenario.
Pressure's on. Yeah, that always spooky, but that line through there is quick. And a 10:57 for Groxu right now. Oh. Hang on.
Yeah,
Is Groxu...
I think you've made a little mistake.
All right, so earlier when I was talking about menus, hopefully not being a factor in this.
Yeah. Now the question is, would we
no.
allow him to guidebook?
No,
Or
it's
does he have to go to the-
banned.
he has to go to the balloonist,
It's
right?
banned.
Oh, no.
This is very rough for Groxu.
That was
Holy.
also a very weird interaction with that boar. Where
Yeah,
he
the
bonked on the
boar's-
boar and bonked it into the water. Yep, fun.
This is exactly what Cam needs right now.
It's harsh that
Yeah.
guidebooking is not allowed even if you make a mistake.
That's
Damn.
it. Like the only way, in fact, the reason guidebook is banned but like quick game continues allowed is kind of there just for like soft locking. So yeah, you can quit out. Hopefully, I don't know how. I think soft locking might not even allow you to use the menus, so maybe that's useless. But also, quick game continuing only giving you minor advantages, as we see, it only gets used 3 times, pretty much. Oh then, so upon entering Haunted Towers, 11:42 for Groxu, who will not be happy at what they've just done, but the race is not over.
So 11:42 into Haunted Towers. And Cam is going to be ahead by 17.
Yeah.
So thanks to that mismenuing, we could be heading to game 5.
I do really hate that the thing that might define this race is a misinput on the balloonist menu. As I was talking about how we didn't really want the rulings for what's banned in this category and such. Is like we wanted this to be super movement focused, cool tricks here and there, and very little in the realm of like what menu you can do. Fly-ins are like kind of freedom of expression in a way. Like you don't have to go for them, of course, but if you want to swag, yes, you can. Flyouts, no, because it's a Vortex category. Ooh, okay, Groxu not quite getting that, but gonna be okay. What I'm trying to get at is it really hurts to see someone lose over 20 seconds to a menu input.
Or we're discussing in the chat what to do for the celebrations when this channel gets affiliate. Nitro fueled load time percent.
Nitro fueled being
The CTR remaster. Crash Team Racing.
Oh, interesting.
Which is has the longest loading times of any game ever.
Oh god.
It genuinely has the most.
Can we pull
painful
Nost out of
loading times.
retirement for RTA world record?
Like you, NF is great, great fun, but it's just so painful to have so much loading percent. The you can when you're doing a cup in NF, you can have a race and then go away and like make a coffee and come back and you're still loading.
It sounds like the right kind of category for me.
It's basically the loading time for the ratios are fairly equivalent to Vortex.
Yep, that is
definitely
definitely the best part about Neo Vortex is simply how much loading takes place. It does make it pretty chill, as it's been described by the runners, because you do get to sit back and relax a little.
That's the charge jump you were talking about, right?
Yeah. Now that time it didn't look too close, but
Gives you the
again,
clench.
it does spook me.
Gives you the clenchies.
Not what I would have said. I can't deny it. Ah,
Cam!
That's painful. I believe they got zapped not long before. But okay, that is a much scarier jump for that reason. That is. Are they in their head? No tilt here. So they're still ahead.
Yeah, still ahead.
That was... That's the first time someone's failed that today. And again, like, just because you don't see him failing the tricks often, doesn't mean the tricks aren't super unforgiving and precise. Groxu never seeming to have any trouble at the beginning of Lofty. But remember, they died near the end because of that enemy, so will they play it safe this time? Because they're behind right now. They do need to pull that time back somehow. They can't rely on Cam to make mistakes.
See. Let's have a look.
See the enemy's up in the air.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
That's the wider
All the
line.
anticipation. Now remember, Cam didn't die to this, so maybe they don't give as much respect. We will find out. In contrast, they're going to be making sure not to charge too early, entering the battalion. I don't know what you would call it, a battlement? The big tower? Yeah, big tower works. Yep, nothing to worry about here. And again, the cycle is not very nice, but yeah, wide enough not to be concerned. Lofty done. The gap is reduced for sure. Time check out of Dream Movers are going to be very interesting.
Groxu just getting a little bit ambitious with those jumps off the rising platforms. Just trying to save fractions where he can. Oh, that's hitting the face by your man.
Yep, nothing to worry about.
It's just a flower.
Just a bit of Vortex. Neo Vortex, if you will.
If you will.
That's what I said.
Shout out Dusty Roads. Alright, let's see how clean Cam can make this, Jax.
Needs it. No mistakes really allowed at this point. Yep, very nice. One more tough jump. Having just missed the one in Dark Passage, will they get through here unscathed? Yep,
yeah, still in.
Sort of hover.
I think it's fair to say Groxu's having some hard times right now.
It's interesting because they haven't made as many mistakes, but how costly that menu was. To think that they could be at least 15 seconds ahead right now.
Yeah, I mean, it is fair to point out that Groxu has basically only, if he loses the second game, has only lost 2 games because of stuff kind of, not necessarily out of his control, but mistakes. It's not really been about pace, which is a shame.
Yeah, it's less to do with controlling Spyro and more to do with kind of SRT. And also just a little bit of complacency with that menuing. Because, all the options are next to each other. It's very easy to do a misinput. And unlike something like Spyro 3, nice go skip, you can't just turn back around onto the vehicle. The Lunas locations are fixed at the ends of the hubs.
Yeah.
Alright, nearing the end. Not far off PB on either side.
Yeah, it's not a million miles away. Oh, Cam's struggling with the North Cove skip here.
It's about 5 seconds. Yeah. It's taking a little slow towards the end. They're obviously annoyed by it, but they didn't lose enough time for it to be a problem. Yeah, I agree, Dylan. That was quite a long load time. Good thing we're not doing RTA. Oh, Groxu's done that before. Oh, and he can't get back up. Oh, okay, they got zaps there, right?
Yeah, he's got to get that log. But it looks like you can just jump back up there, but it doesn't work. It's actually just slightly too high to jump out of the water straight.
That's cold. There should be no reason why that's too high, honestly.
Yeah, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to save it there.
Ouch, logic. That's... Can't call the boy out for that.
Alright, here goes Cam, hoping for a slightly cleaner Twilight Harbor.
This is huge. Because it completely makes up for messing up in Cove. 99 lives. So I can afford to mess up the supercharge a couple times.
You love
Not in the context of the race. Straight into height cap.
Alright.
Perfect.
Sub 1655, not to be sniffed at.
Oh, I was wondering if Cam was going into nasty for a second. Well then. This is it. It's height cap or bust. Pressure is on.
He gets it.
Looking good. It's looking good.
Not a problem. 1638. 34 seconds away from world record pace.
16 seconds the difference between runs, and I mean there's more than that amount of time taken to run through the entirety of Beastmakers. This
5 hype in chat. Give me that game 5 hype.
Silver Scrapes. No, no one knows it. Wrong franchise.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about.
That's fine.
All right, gonna get them both ready for final game. I'm glad
very
this
glad
has
it's
gone
come down to
to
this.
a 5.
But now they have to perform on the promise we made that we were going to see a 15 today. Maybe don't leave it up to the broadcast team to make predictions in the future.
Yeah.
Leave it to the runners to surprise us. But it's not far away at all. Okay, make sure everyone's on the right screen. Oh, lovely. Game 5 underway. 2-2. Hello and welcome to our Neo Vortex Best of 1.
Welcome to the shootout. Pew pew pew.
All to play for. Resetless, by the way.
Oh, look at that, side by side. That is beautiful.
It's almost identical, really. If not identical. I mean, the dragons are different colors, but you know what I mean.
It is virtually identical.
Now we just need someone's stream to lag in the moment. Wow. That sync is so cool. All right. Never underestimate Nils proxy. Ooh. I felt that.
Yep.
And he only lost like 4/10 of a second.
They're still, they're still almost exactly in sync. That is crazy. that was scary.
Yeah, we don't like getting a little jump scare like that. It's no good.
Do you think Cam did that delivery just to mess with us? Wouldn't put it past him.
This is what happens, right? We see so much artisans, like, just running through straight lines. Only Nils proxy can. Only Nils proxy will never underestimate Nils proxy.
Never underestimate Nils proxy. You get too complacent, Nils will slap you down.
Seems unnecessary. Come on, man. We're just trying to free the dragons. Why you gotta be mean?
Well, I'll tell you, the guy who'll slap you down is that Nork in Lofty Castle.
Yeah, they will not be forgotten.
He will snipe you out of the air.
So much of this is taking the straightest possible lines. So you can see that just the wiggling on the ground to try and line up with the point you see in the distance. And in doing so, it does lose you time, but like it's so minimal. However, when it comes to supercharging, it makes a lot more difference. There's just nothing separating them, as you would hope at this point.
There are 54 hundredths of a second separating them.
Look, all right. Can you count 54 hundredths of a second?
No.
3, 2, 1, go. Stop. That's it. There's nothing.
No, but Live Split can.
All right, Live Split is superior. Why don't we just let Live Split do the broadcast from now on, huh?
Because it can't sing MCR. Oh!
Oh. Well, neither can I.
Oh. That was really tight from Groxu in that last phase, but actually Cam's coming out just ahead.
Yeah, is that coming down to their approach through the final 3 phases, or is that to do with the lines getting up there? We will not know. You've got an agenda. I'm glad you're sticking to it at least.
Yep.
Groxu with a nice load number.
It's very nice. 150 nice.
I'm gonna let my cat out of my room because she's annoyed at me, so I'll do that.
My cats have been climbing all over me this whole time. You don't hear me complaining? Nope. All right, another fairly straightforward level. We'll kind of give you the right details again because we've seen this a bunch, but for those who've missed it, we're just running through this. This is Vortex. You're just gonna get through the level to the return home as quickly as possible. Dark Hollow, a very easy one.
And it's always the very easy ones that the silly mistakes come in. But not today, it seems. Another 216.
Yep. Also, Cam's lost a little bit of time there. 2 seconds. Coming out of... Oh, and Cam's going to Magic Crafters. Was that intentional?
Huh.
Unsure.
The difference between this and Game 4 is that, yes, we do need to do Magic Crafters still, so there's nothing stopping Cam just rerouting it.
Yeah, no, this is absolutely fine. He can do this. If this is what... This could absolutely be intentional, but even if it's a mistake, there's nothing wrong with it. He can just do Magic Crafters now, then do Beastmakers afterwards.
This is really what I was hoping to see coming into today, actually. The differing routes and the straight up fly and skip, so Cam is completely unfazed by that. Yeah, this is good.
So we're not going to be able to really compare at this point, but I guess we'll see how quickly they get to Peacekeepers.
Yeah, Peacekeepers being the next one, because Dreamweavers is last before Nasty. And I don't think that is also not fixed. Like, the only things that are... Oh, Cam actually getting on that cycle. Interesting.
But that's not the earliest cycle, that's the cycle after.
Sure.
Because he's got a slightly slower route than Groxu.
Yep, now that makes sense. But it makes me wonder, because Dreamweavers isn't necessary as the final hub before Nasty's World, I think. was a really clean terrace from Groxu.
Yep. So yeah, you have to do Nasty's World last. You have to do Artisans first, but you can do the rest in any order you like. And this order has kind of evolved because for people who are streaming or doing practice runs, they do the one where you get the most potential resets earliest because it's the most efficient way to do it. So you do Beastmakers first, or second rather, because it's where the most resets are.
I'm surprised that Peacekeepers comes before Dreamweavers.
Yeah, I was saying this to you. I said this to you, I think, in run 1. I think Dreamweavers should come after Beastmakers.
My apologies. I do not retain information.
That's fine.
I'm not a learning computer.
We're 5 races in now.
Brain is mush. Just see Dragon go fast.
All I see is purple.
And black. I mean, come on.
That spider was coming for Cam's life there right at the end, but he managed to dodge it.
Yeah, not an arachnophobe. More than happy to just tell it to shoo. Focus on their way. Groxu attempting his treetops. Shouldn't be seeing any major time loss here, but stranger things have happened.
I do wonder if Cam's done this just for drama, to make it harder for us to know what the pace is in the final race.
I think that's just the way. Like, you build up the expectation it's going to be side by side the whole time, and now we've got the unknown. I'm curious, what is the longest hub to complete? I feel like it would be Dreamweavers because of the level length.
Yeah, probably. And the longer level, I mean, Treetops is a long level technically, but not if you're Groxu.
And yeah, he once again showing off this auto hover. It seems
Oh, look at this super clean
unstoppable.
supercharge from Cam.
Yeah, love to see it. Both runners showing off what they're good at. Frankly, there's nothing in this run that either of them are bad at. But the question is, who can be more consistent when it matters? I mean, they're both on the last level of their respective hub worlds.
Yeah, they're just
Which
going
is
into the boss
interesting.
levels at the same time. So let's see if Metalhead behaves. Let's see if Blowhard feels like booping Cam into oblivion.
Never before seen. Right, is Groxu going to get bot by that opponent? The Bigfoot doesn't quite hit the mark. So able to cleanly get through. Meanwhile, Cam, didn't need to... To be honest, because they had to wait for Blowhard, I don't think they really lost time there.
Yeah, it was a nice cycle. There was a little bonk, but generally fairly clean. You see, yeah, Groxu getting very clean wall guide there.
So the expectation here is that Magic Crafters is ever so slightly faster than Beastmakers. So I think it's fair to do a time check here because Cam's gonna be... Oh, he reset his timer. He needs to just restart it, like, because to be honest, we know... Yeah, I think he's just pressed it. We know what his time was because we can clip that.
Yep, 5:15:32.
Yeah. Wow, that was unfortunate, but hey, even less for us to look at when it comes to comparing the two. So, guess we are not going to know until the end.
It's just for the drama, isn't it?
Yeah. So,
Very sure.
what we probably should be seeing is, and this is a mistake. I kind of feel like they're at the same point in this run.
He's just reset his timer again.
Okay, I wonder if he's got global hotkeys for that, but yeah, we can still keep track of it. It's just a little inconvenient.
That was actually 8:88.
Oh, gonna win the lottery later, I suppose.
All right. Well, Cam loses style points for making us do maths. But
Ooh, maybe losing star points for Bonk in that, and the cycles are probably going to be a little off. That's my thinking here.
I think it might be okay. Might have to be creative with this last one.
Fine.
Yep. Oh yeah. Yep. Perfect.
There's a bit of wiggle room there. Yeah, potentially his cat is on his keyboard as well. It's always a possibility. Which could make the Haunted Towers KBM strats a little more tricky, I suppose. Ooh. Hey, flying achieved.
I think that's possibly our first Misty Bog fly-in.
Let's see how much time it saves. Instant death. Alright, actually just a really nice attempt through the level.
One minute time, he's correct.
Yeah, this is probably world record pace at this point. Yeah.
Thanks, Logic. So we're adding 5:16:20 to Cam's time from the 2 resets. Yeah, I mean, it does mean that if Cam gets world record, he can't submit it to the leaderboards, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that is a factor.
You wouldn't
But
be.
for the context of the race,
able...
it's fine.
Well, I don't know. If you watched it live, can you verify it?
I can only verify RTA. I suppose it's not impossible. I'd have to speak to the mods, obviously. But
Oh, Groxu.
Okay, little overshot there. This is the crucial one though. Can Cam get this first time? Taking a really wide line.
No.
Unable to land on the log. This is the recurring theme. This is pretty much the only thing that's separating them.
Yeah, when I said
Other than, like,
5:16:20, what I meant was 5:24:20. Obviously, good catch. Oh no, Cam.
This jump
I don't want
is
this.
everything.
I just don't want this. No.
All right.
Come
Well, of course,
on.
the race will continue until the end, but right now, Groxu is probably doing pretty good. Being in the same VC, probably listening to Cam
There we go.
as this is going on.
Super slick, supercharge.
No, it's rough.
Cam, please.
No. Asking does not suddenly make it work, unfortunately.
Everyone send Cam your energy.
Take the energy.
Oh,
This is a horrible jump, huh?
this is
Yeah, he's got a lot of lives. Powie makes a good point.
94 now. Oh dear.
Oh.
I mean, you got to imagine
Hey,
this.
so I probably won't run Neo Vortex for a while. I think this jump is probably enough to put me off for the time being.
I do wonder if the strat that Groxu did in the first two goes is maybe just more consistent.
Go.
Let's go, Cam. Let's go. I do
Never
wonder
give up, folks.
if maybe that's going to end up being. Oh, that's beautiful synchronicity.
They're literally a level apart on the dot.
Yeah, that's the other thing is if he's not running 30, surely that's harder.
Gosh, yeah. To me, that's enough reason to, default. But the logic is there because if you can barely make it on 50, then the advantages 50 give you come for free, essentially, in terms of wall gliding. Community smart. Community did their maths exams once upon a time. Yeah, 37 FPS might well be the future. Okay, okay, I'm almost getting stuck. I respect this. They kind of need this. Ooh!
Ah! Is he gonna get it?
They landed on something. They were able to get it, but they haven't got the height. They need somewhere to land. This isn't OG though. Like, where are you gonna go? Is that door open?
Oh my god, the door's
alright.
open!
You got to take that. That's huge.
Oh, that's great. Let's go. Oh! Like,
The race isn't over.
that was janky as hell, but it worked.
The race is not over. I mean, it might actually be over, but based on what I've just seen, never give up. That's the consensus here.
Come on, Cam.
Oh, cool.
Wait,
So
no,
yeah,
that's
that was
going
basically the backup to not having the height. But either way, you skip Metalhead Phase 1. Got to take that.
Yeah, right. I think that's fine.
It's really now a question of, is there anything Groxu is inconsistent at? Because I'm struggling to think of anything. Maybe flying skips? I mean, who cares? Flying skips will not be the difference maker here. I'm calling it.
We'll see. We'll see.
Callum, I'll gift you a sub when this channel gets affiliate if flying skips are the only difference maker.
Yeah, I don't think it's. I think Groxu is very firmly in the lead right now. It's going to take something pretty catastrophic.
Like, I don't know, going to the wrong hub?
It's happened.
It has. That's what I mentioned.
Maybe accidentally going into Nasty Nork. Nearly happened.
Trip. Oh no, that's got to be like, in a way, I wouldn't even call it style points. That's got to be like disrespect points. If you you're in a race with someone and you do Nork, they don't, but you win.
Would you be
It's
allowed to
disrespect.
exit a level if you went in accidentally? That's allowed, right?
Yeah, because menuing isn't disallowed. It's just guidebooking out.
Yeah.
Well, no. Flying? Ooh, not this
No.
time. Do we know what Groxu's pace currently is?
I mean, compared to Cam, no. I have no idea what's going on. We're
Not
just.
what I
we're just
mean,
vibing.
in terms of how good the run is compared to his PB.
Oh, well, you know. We wait and see. Don't want
Yeah.
to hype up too much.
No. Would I ever?
I mean, I'm the one who said we were going to see a 15, so.
Yeah, whose fault was that? Absolutely not mine. But then I bought into it. I was like, yeah.
We didn't see a 15, but we did nearly see a 20.
Oh, first 20 in Vortex?
We
Yeah,
did
Vortex?
nearly. No, the first 20 in Vortex, that's my target.
I can beat you there. I'll even throw a nasty Nork. Well, if the difference is only a level, all it's going to take is one flub. One serious. It could just be another lofty shenanigan, couldn't it? Getting to the end and then wham. Kick to the curb.
I mean, it's speedrunning. There's so many things that can go wrong.
Yeah,
If
but
there
that sort of
wasn't-
undermines any narrative.
If there wasn't, everyone could do it.
No, absolutely.
Groxu still needs to be at the top of his game. Can't take anything for granted. Ooh!
All right, I respect it.
Okay.
That would
Yeah,
be
yeah.
one way to pull it back.
Yep. He's gonna go for it again.
Yeah, first part is landing up there, but he's getting stuck as he walks across, and it's knocking him just below the bit you can stand on. At this point, it's kind of for swag, and I think this is cool. So you need to find a spot to jump on, and we're going for a wall glide here. He's on 50 FPS, remember? You're going to go try and get through the bridge, because the bridge doesn't have an active hitbox. In the meantime, Groxu just powering forward. Oh, inches.
Let's do it. Come on, Cam. Outswag Groxu. That's a win.
That would be a victory in itself. It looks like he got his head stuck on something there, which I don't usually see from this bridge. Yeah, something seems to be blocking him. Maybe needs a bit more height at the start. How frustrating. As you can see, Cam's still 3.5 minutes ahead, so he's got time to play with.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's the trouble. Sometimes you'll just fall beyond, because there's only three places to stand.
He's going back to it.
No, this would be everything. This is basically winning the series. Almost first timing it, getting back to the spot. Groxu, meanwhile, doing what we've seen from him, not making mistakes, KBMing it up.
Yep, that lofty.
Oh, perfectly into the middle. Did he make it? I looked away.
I think he did.
Wow, of course I looked away. What a beast.
He did.
Right, clip it now.
What a legend.
Yeah, that's it. That's the
All right,
entire run.
call it. Cam wins. On style
10%.
points.
It's almost cheeks percent, but it's more to do with, getting the skip. Yes, there it is.
Yep.
There it is.
Cam was a white.
Cam wins.
Logic
Thank
just
you,
trolling
Logic.
Cam.
We're not trolling. He played it well. And you can clearly see why neither runner before this game went for that trick.
Yeah, because it
It is hard as...
dumb.
Oh, true.
No.
True.
It would be verifiable because Groxu is streaming it on his own channel with the timer. Because that's how we.
I wonder if Logic just had a heart attack. Like, oh no, did I kill the world record board?
What if I've just killed him?
Don't. He's already dead.
That would have been funny. I appreciate the attempt, Randy.
Something to point out in the context of Groxu's run. He has 10 seconds of time save in Jug. Don't rule it out. That's all I'm saying. Don't rule it out.
Yeah, it'd be bad promo for us to not be able to submit the race VOD though. It's the Logic.
Oh yeah, we're in desperate need of promo all the time. Everything we do. Get it on Twitter.
I said every time, but that Dreamweaver's jump to get up to the area for Lofty Castle, skipping that whirlwind, I genuinely think the hardest jump in the route.
Charge jumps like that are absolutely terrifying to go for, especially on good pace. But Groxu's gone for it so many times, whether it be MBS or this.
Yeah,
they are confident.
Every time.
And yeah, this category is much shorter, and therefore the time it saves much more crucial. I'm getting some echo in your side of things, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's still there. Yeah, it is.
I don't know what's changed.
Unsure. Meanwhile, Groxu almost through Lofty, going wide to avoid the enemy.
Yep, give him that respect.
Respect goes a long way.
Now Cam going for that supercharge. You see, even just like slight differences there in confidence and ability, potentially, you know, Cam goes all the way round for that supercharge to then jump to the north platform, then to the whirlwind. Groxu just straight lines it, and those jumps to hit those like even the first jump, once you've got the supercharge and you jump down, it's harder than you think to hit that ramp, to not just fall into the abyss.
No world record is free. Beating these players at the top of their game, much grinding required. So anyone who's up to the challenge of that, my respect for you. Can only go up.
Getting the clean jacks.
No mistakes so far.
He's only got a minute and a half if he's going to get me my 15.
Doable. And I think they know it. Yeah, they are on good pace. Excited by what we're going to see in the last hub, but before we can get there, of course he can take out the rest of... Yep, okay, just for the...
4%!
Killing them for good measure.
Oh, yeah, didn't think to make that. Went too early. Oh, the charge jumping again, that's maybe an issue with playing at 50 rather than 30.
Certainly possible. Ooh. Yeah, Dark Passage, bit of a sleeper level, I feel. Can definitely all go horribly wrong.
Alright, Groxu going into North Cove. He came out of North Cove in his PB at 15-11 is the split. I have his splits up in front of me now.
Alrighty. Building that storyline.
I believe he is ahead of pace.
Yep.
He was 14.49 out of Dreamweavers in his PB.
This level is not free. And he knew he didn't get the height there, which is a good adaptation. Didn't get it first time.
Come on.
There it is.
Gets it second.
He will be ahead here.
Yep. He's about 3 and a bit seconds ahead. Whereas
are we going to see a 16 on the dot? Is that going to be the way?
Cam's just making his way through Lofty, but you have to say it's all about Groxu right now and whether or not we're about to see a world record to close out this best of 5. I mean, what a swag way to win a best of 5 as well.
All the style points.
Yeah, style
this
point.
Is what it's about.
Destruction.
Right, nothing easy about Harbour. I had a little bit of trouble with the supercharged turnaround, a couple races in a row, so now we'll see if they take some time to set it up.
They've both made that wall glide in Twilight Harbour look so free in this race.
You got a
it's
nice
kind of
turnaround
disgusting.
there. Just goes to show you got to get that in your arsenal, and then you're set. Out of there in no time at all.
It's so close to 15 pace.
I have no idea if this can be done in what appears to be about 10 seconds.
He was out there at 15:44. His world record 15:48. Yeah. He's so close to 15 pace right now.
Pause, everyone. Get your pause, champs.
Okay.
Cam getting beaten up in Jack. We don't like to see that. But one last time, show us what you got.
Gets it. Is it going to be 16? Oh no! Oh no!
Right. That's height cap, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh no!
I understand what he was doing there.
Race, but at what cost?
let's talk about what happened there, because I'm sure Groxu will comment on it. But in order to try and get the 15, they tried to angle themselves further towards the Vortex.
Yeah.
And I think they tapped a different direction. Still, insane performance.
Yeah, I mean, this is what's a shame is like, and again we've seen over the 5 runs, Groxu's got closer and closer and closer and closer to just this in just this small sample of Vortex runs, to where in a 16-12, incredibly good time.
Yeah, in the span of 3.5
close.
hours, almost just got the world record.
So close to getting that world right. That's such a shame because it feels bad to end on like a sort of down note when Groxu just won, but we were so close to seeing it. But it shows that the 15 is right there, right? One of these guys is going to get the 15 super soon.
And I gotta say, it might even be like the first one they do off stream, or maybe they're gonna stream after this. Who knows? What we can do is comment on what we've seen here today, and I've been impressed by both runners.
Yeah, so Cam's sitting
the day
at
was won by
1826 right now.
Mm-hmm.
So,
sub 20, absolutely doable.
Yeah, for sure. Very clean North Cove.
Groxu trying to get out of bounds. Yeah, keep it moving.
He's just constantly trying for things.
It's been explored the possibility of artisans out of bounds use, but I don't think there is anything, because as soon as you go out of bounds, you're below everything on the map.
Let's bring Groxu in here and talk about the win, and talk about some of the stuff we've seen over the last few hours. Groxu, how you doing?
Yes.
Are you as conflicted as we are?
Nah, it was unfortunate anyway, because I lost like 5 seconds in cold. I was minus 9 after Dreamweavers, and I lost 5 seconds in cold, so then it wasn't like perfect by any
So
means.
it was the exit of Dreamweavers that we started looking at your pace towards world record, and thinking you were going to get it.
It was minus 8.8. And then Cove wasn't perfect, Harbor was okay, I guess, and Height Cap I held up on the analog a little bit too much, and I just dove faster because of that.
It's very unfortunate.
Yeah, well, you did win. You won 3-2, and I mean 16-12 is still an incredible time. We saw a lot over those 5 races, a lot of tricks, a lot of different stuff. One thing I wanted to ask you about specifically was treetops. We saw the first 2, you went for the new trick, which I was watching you practice earlier today. You nailed it both times, but then you went back to the previous strat for the next 3 races. What's your thinking on that?
GG's Cam.
Spyro the dragon.
Yeah, GG's to Cam as well. Well, basically my thinking was after those 2 first races, I wanted to like kind of aim for the world record on stream as well. And in my opinion, that thing that I did in first races is a little bit more difficult. It's more risky for sure, because you can very easily fall. Like my jump is not risky basically at all. The jump that I did later, and yeah, so that's the thing. And that jump that I did in the first races is like I golded by 1.2 seconds basically, which is not a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, we saw a lot of fun. We saw the turkey riding, which again we saw you were doing earlier today. We saw the attempts for the metalhead skip and metalhead wall glide in the first couple of races.
Interesting. Yeah, that was interesting. We lost 2 minutes, over 2 minutes on that.
Yeah, Cam did get it twice though.
No, Cam got it once and I got it once.
Oh, that's right. So yes, you got it once, and then Cam got it in this last race, right? He got it in the
first try.
Yeah, he got it first try, and he got But it was the weird version where you don't go all the way to the end, you just skip the phase 1 and the doors open.
He didn't know about that, I think. He didn't know that he has to go to he didn't know that he can go straight to the Vortex. I think
Yeah.
he just
Let's get Cam in here as well, because we have to say, Cam, congratulations on getting the Champ Wall Glide, therefore you are the winner.
Yeah, that's how that works.
That's how it works.
Yep.
How much
I won
how much
because I got
treetops
shot.
practice
I have the
are you gonna
balls
have
to
to
do
do?
it.
Sure.
That's
And
it.
out of all 5 games, Groxu didn't have the balls to go for champ, and I did. So.
How much
Run
treetops
back.
practice are you gonna now do, Cam?
No way.
Treetops.
That was sad.
Yeah, but treetop. Bonking
Well-
when I press triangle before the pixel, yeah, for sure.
Well, we didn't get to see a world record, but we did get to see 2 absolutely incredible runners. We saw the current world record holder, former world record holder, and certainly I think we're going to see that 15 coming any day now from one of the 2 of you. It was an incredible race, back and forth. We saw the lead change multiple times. 3-2 for Groxu, but Cam, winning 2. That's
Options are
not to be sniffed at.
Slash and Spyro. The options are pie, potty, anchovy, house, and or Groxu if Groxu continues.
That's the reward. A raid. Let's go.
All right. Well,
Yeah, it's all
that's
good.
going to be it from us for this race. Thank you to Logic for producing, as always. Thank you to Surf for joining me in the commentary. Cameron and Groxu for running. Randy for eventually waking up. We'll get that 3-way race. We'll get that 3-way race. Logic worked really hard on that overlay, and Randy messed it up.
Yeah.
So we'll do it again.
Good job, Randy, by the way.
Fucking Randy. Win.
All
Had a
right.
great time.
Thank you very much, everybody. We're going to get out of here. We'll be back with another race very, very soon, and we will see you again.